In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast. What the fuck are you looking at me for?
I don't know.
You were the one that was in such a hurry to go. We were letting you take the ball.
Oh, God damn it.
Jesus, take the wheel.
All right. Let's just, all right, that was a good one. Let's wrap it up. Little things. All right, we beat traffic.
Little thanks. Traffic's over. We're good. We're good. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Friends podcast. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use the code FTFO. Screw yourself that sweet 15% off. wellness.us over there. That'll get you a quarter off your order when you use the code FreedomFriends25. And check out IC Tech Coolers, ictech.com for those who get it. Use the Freedom Friends 10, get you 10% off. And check out our affiliate link with grillyourassoff.com/Freedom Friends podcast. Yeah.
Well, I guess we handled last week okay because we haven't been pulled down or whatever yet.
What was last week?
Your fucking epic cold opening? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What the
God.
fuck, man?
I did cringe a little bit while driving home.
Too bad you couldn't see my face.
I knew it was coming, and I was even
I
like,
had no idea. I'm like, what the fuck?
So I pulled that piece as micro content and sent it to Jazz and was like,
What do you think? And I was like, I personally don't care. However, I think we might fall into that whole soundbite category where without context,
it's a problem. It would
problematic.
definitely be a
So
problem.
you're saying that we could have made mainstream news?
I mean,
I don't know. I thought it was funny. Some of us laughed so hard we couldn't breathe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. I'm too sober for the start.
all right, let's fix that.
Yeah.
you know what's
Um,
wild? Even YouTube was like, yeah, this is good for ads. They were like, yeah, you're clear. You're good.
Fucking YouTube. By the way, Justin let me in on a little tidbit of information.
Yeah.
Apparently, the comments on our YouTube get a little unruly.
Are we shocked?
Well, I mean, it is you.
Well, it's like people like more so on YouTube like to talk shit,
Yeah.
you know? So I started replying some of them.
Dude, that's the number one rule of the
Like-
internet is you don't go in the comments.
Well, as me though, like, but being funny. Like, there was one dude who put a bunch of like, I sent you a screenshot of it today, Justin. It was like, I don't know, it's like a Bible verse and something about us, how we're all going to hell, by the way, and all this. And I was just,
We already know.
I just wrote fucking A and gave him this shit like that, right? So it's like, yeah. But I encourage the Freedom Friends listeners and viewers out there to go on our YouTube page, have some fun in the comments with these guys. I think it'll be fun.
I don't think I've ever read any of the comments on there. I've read some of the TikTok comments,
Yeah.
and I assume that they're a lot of the same.
Warfighter had a good one the other day, too, that pissed me off. It says, they don't make the Pelican case anyway. Don't get scammed. Well, no shit. We don't make the Pelican Ruck case.
Pretty sure Pelican makes the Pelican Ruck.
Yeah. We're not overpriced. We put the emblem on, our logo on it. We put a Bovita
No.
pack in it.
If you compare case to case,
yeah.
it is $5 cheaper on Amazon. But you don't get humidification packs.
That's kind of what I said in the reverse order.
Yeah. No, and I'm saying this specifically for one customer because he decided to comment on a couple threads saying this. You can get it cheaper on Amazon. You can get it cheaper on
Yeah,
Amazon.
you can. It's the same price, actually.
It's $5 cheaper, but you don't get a Bovita pack and you
Yeah.
don't get a Warfighter badge.
So if you're a cigar smoker and you don't want the $4 Bovita pack and $1 that we'd put on there for the badge,
Which costs more than
Yeah, that we lose money on.
yeah. like I know the people listening to this are probably on our side, but for that guy on YouTube, you can go buy it from fucking Amazon.
Yeah, nobody's.
And you know what?
fucking telling me
Amazon's
not
might be making money too. You should buy it from Pelican.
to. There you
Like,
go.
don't get scammed from Amazon.
Yeah.
What the
It's
fuck?
probably
is it?
Pelican selling it on Amazon.
Oh,
It
is.
probably is. But what does that
But
mean?
Amazon's taking a cut.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Oh, guaranteed.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
So you're going to support a big box company over a family-owned business.
Yeah, don't get scammed. Go to the billionaire.
Yeah.
He hasn't scammed anybody.
Not a soul.
Then you know what? If you put cigars in it when you order it, you might even be saving a little money.
Yeah, it's weird. Do the math on that.
Yeah.
Which you can do over at warfightertobacco.com.
Especially if you use that code FTFO. It's just sweet 15%.
Because I remember we did the math when we built the products.
Yeah. And I know how we did the math. It was like, we're going to be the same damn price as fucking Amazon,
Mhm.
except we have to charge for the little Bovida pack. And yeah, like,
It's totally fair, man.
but yeah, the comments are stupid.
They always are, dude. They always are.
And it's funny,
And
though.
Jess is right. That's internet 101. Stay the fuck out of the comments.
Yeah.
It only shows up about this time of year. The rest of the year, there's not a single issue.
I used to go round and round.
Oh, wait,
with
but
my
John,
wife about that.
what happens if somebody would have been buying that super expensive Pelican case for $5 over Amazon, but then took advantage of our 30% off on Black Friday sale? They probably got a fucking hell of a deal.
Well, why are you spreading logic, man?
Oh shit, son. Or the Freedom Friends discount code
Yeah.
that you could use. Ho, ho, ho.
Right.
Then you're saving money from Amazon. Go fuck yourself, pal.
There it is. There it is.
Did you just ho ho ho?
He did.
Did I? Oh, that was
It's that time of
it
year.
is that time of year.
He did it for you, Jazz.
Yeah.
How are your decorations, by the way?
Good. Put
Yeah.
another dent on him last night.
Yeah.
How close are you being finished?
Finish the way I want it, or
Like soup to nuts finished.
Like you can sit back with
It won't
whiskey
be-
and a
it won't be
cigar and
done
be
this
like,
year.
it's done.
I'll finish sometime in August.
no, it's because the new house and now like new stuff I want to do and stuff like
Sure.
that. So, I think everything but one.
Of course, you got to hit them after Christmas deals.
Yeah,
On those, man.
I think everything but one of my those big black and yellow
Yeah.
tubs. I think all of my decorations fit in like 9 of them or something. So,
That's not bad.
I think I have one left, and then I can start. Then I can decorate the trees and all that kind of stuff. Because
Yeah.
I don't do the ornaments and everything until
I did all my decorating
my Christmas village is out there.
day before yesterday. I did it all on Sunday. I went to my storage. I got my one tub and my tree bag, set up my tree, plugged it in, and said, "Here, kids, hang shit." And they hung shit, and that's it.
I just
Like
realized
tree
that
I have a tree
I
bag.
have a tree bag.
I just realized that
Mine's on wheels.
I need to
Same.
go turn the Christmas lights on my camper. I have those LEDs in the front.
There you go.
Tis the
Perfect.
season.
Tis the season, man. Tis the season.
I don't know if I'm setting up a tree this year or not. So I'm not going to be here for Christmas.
I've got 3 set up. So
What about Dave? Dave's going to be here.
Every time I talk about it, I get
Dave's
that
just
from Dave.
shaking his head. He's like,
so I was like, oh,
Don't need it.
I might just order like a little like $20 one on Amazon, like pre-lit, and just
There you
like
go.
plug it in.
That's all you need.
You know, that might be a good one for the podcast too.
We had one a couple years ago.
Yeah,
Did
did
we?
have a, we
Yeah,
did
we
have
did.
a,
We had a little
we had a
one.
little
Yeah.
one. I don't know what happened to it. Probably got lost in the move
yeah,
somewhere.
I've got 3 set up.
See, that's why I don't need to. You have one for me.
There you go. There you go. I've got 3 set up.
Yeah, mine's black with purple lights. So
You know what we
when
could
at
do?
night it just looks like a fucking 90s bedroom.
We could put
Fucking
the,
living
we could put the tree up, the little tree in the middle, and we could hang all the decorations we have on the podcast on the
All the
street.
trinkets.
Yeah, the jingle balls, if you will, and the
Not a bad move.
Right.
The vaginas and such.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A. I don't think the dicks ever survived. I don't know where all the dicks went.
I have this because I'm very pro kayak.
For sure, dude. Yeah. Pro hatchet wound.
Would you be the little man in the canoe?
If you look at if you look at their elbow, you can high five. Fuck. So how was your Chinese food Thanksgiving there, Jeff?
We actually ended up having Thanksgiving food. We went and bought that Costco thing. It's like $40, and you got like turkey, mashed potato, stuffing, like
Yeah.
the whole fucking yards. And it's all prepped, and it's in cooking trays, and you literally just slide it on the oven, and it comes with a sheet that literally says like, start your turkey, and you cook it to this point, and then you reduce it to this temperature, and then put in this dish and this dish, and then at this time put in this dish and this dish, and then you pull it all out, and it's all done at the same time, and it's all hot.
That's
And
kind of brilliant.
yeah, it was fucking awesome.
It's kind of a good deal.
And
Shit.
the only thing that we bought extra that was a thing of mac and cheese, and had a big ass plate of food, and then yeah, that was fucking it. I went over and checked on my buddy's cat.
I threw on the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Nice.
Well, I talked to you at one point. I threw on the Lord of the Rings trilogy while I was smoking my spatchcock turkey, which I have been told that I'm no longer allowed to cook a turkey any other fucking way. Haley.
Well, it's because when you spatchcock it like that, it doesn't.
Honestly, I'm actually giving credit to our buddy Jason Murph with the brine, dude. His fucking Battleship brine from Grill Your Ass Off, man. I followed his instructions and I just brined it it was the first time I'd brined a turkey. I'd brined it for, I don't know.
Not 24 hours.
Not 24 hours
I didn't
because
either.
we were late. Yeah. But when I got home, I did it and it was great. It was still about 12 to 14 hours.
I did
So,
overnight, and I'm going to assume that was probably about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it was fine, man. And it was one of the best tasting fucking pieces of poultry I've ever eaten.
So my brother
I was happy about it.
also bought Jason's brine
Yeah.
and was going to spatchcock the turkey. And my parents had a hard no. We're doing it our way, the traditional way. So
So
to
bad.
hear you say that the spatchcock turkey.
Oh, I'll never do a turkey
Dude, it was
any other way again.
John and I all
Right?
day, because
So-
we were doing it at the same time. We were
so-
sending each other Snapchats of our turkeys all fucking day.
So I'm talking to my brother right now. Tim, cut this little piece of content out.
Yep.
Send it to my parents. And I didn't even prompt this.
Yeah.
It's
I-
flat out better. Like
I
it's just-
knew I was old this Thanksgiving because Mikey and I were sending pictures back and forth of us cooking our turkey. We were doing it the same fucking way.
Yeah,
Essentially.
last year they were just sending pictures of their other meat.
You did.
Oh, we were, and that's why I was like, I'm still young.
They
Like,
really grew up this year.
like you were doing it more traditional spatchcock though, because you had like a baster and we're basting it with its own juices and stuff. Like
I didn't have a fancy electronic mister like you did.
that's not electronic.
First off,
it's
that's his wife's.
it's a pump. No, I got it from my fat friend. Shout out to my man Jared. He gave that to me like a few
Because
years ago.
you
And
sent
I
me
love
the
it.
same fucking thing, and I was like, "Did he take Haley's fucking plant water?" And
No,
just fucking
no, that
sprayed it
is my
everywhere
barbecue
with
mister,
it?
man. I love that thing. It's just like this big thing, and you
So
fucking 10 pumps.
the
and it
biggest
sprays.
the biggest
Fucking
differences between how we cooked ours is I put chicken stock underneath it,
great. Oh, okay.
and that helps with the moisture levels in it. And
For
then I
sure.
use that and all the drippings to baste it throughout the whole time.
So I used cranberry juice, apple cider vinegar, and some water in my little fucking mister. And
Yeah.
that's what I was misting it with. And it was nice. And then at one point or another, I actually took cooking spray. I took fucking canola oil cooking spray and hit it with that. And I gave it a little crunch. I crisped it up a little bit. It was nice.
All I did was marinate myself with apple cider old fashions because she cooked all that.
Attaboy.
Nice.
Attaboy. Speaking of which, we all got a glass of Jameson. Well earned.
Well, yeah, I
A
guess.
well earned, 6 years in the making.
Yeah,
Almost 7.
true.
So essentially Scott gave up, I'll say surrendered.
I had to part ways with my Bulldog.
Yeah, you had to give old Daisy away. But we found a Marine for her and
Good
is
family and
great family and is a Marine, so he's going to take care of an English Bulldog. Like it's like our mascot, it's our shit. So
how did that come to be? Do you know?
it stems from the devil dog thing from World War One. The German soldiers called us Teufelhunde, which is devil dogs.
Okay.
That's where the whole devil dogs name came from the
Right.
Battle of Bellewood, which I'm going to go visit
How did
when I'm
you
in France.
how did you associate Devil Dog with an English Bulldog?
So that came from the British Royal Marines, who they were trying to make fun of us. It's much like the crayon thing that we just embraced.
Okay.
They were trying to make fun of us, and they were like, this is you guys. We were like, fucking A, it is. We were like, fucking dog's awesome. Yes, it is. So
It makes sense.
I
now.
believe that's how it went. Marine Corps from World War One after fighting. Yeah.
See, I don't even know why we had to Google. We just had to ask Mike.
In the
Yeah, dude.
Bavarian mythology, these dogs are ferocious, frightening beasts.
Well, the
So you
Bavarian
guys got-
mythology was fucking bullshit.
So you got
Well,
an
they-
English bulldog.
They've never met a Bulldog.
Now,
An
they
English Bulldog.
sound and look ferocious.
They are
Like if two bulldogs trying to fight each other,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah.
But then you look and like there's no damage.
and they're just they're just pissing themselves. Like, yeah. Like my dog Tank, who's not an English bulldog, he's an old English bulldog, so he's got a nubbin.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a badass, he is the scaredest bitch alive, man. That dog is scared of everything.
Because they all sound like the fat kid that just got picked last for dodgeball.
Like after he ran a mile. Yeah.
That's just that's sitting.
Yeah. That's just existing.
That's when it's 80 degrees out.
Yeah, it's wild. But
I'm glad Daisy found a good hunt. I liked that.
Yeah.
she's a good pooch.
She was
And
good.
She's a good pooch, and I think she's like the guy's got a huge yard and kids, and it's gonna be a good spot for her. I'm pretty sure she'll be nice and happy. So, but the guy when I was negotiating, I was like, the cost is one big bottle of Jameson. So
He nailed it.
you're welcome.
It's a
Well,
it's a decent sized bottle of James.
Yeah, it's
That's why
duty free, JMO.
I feel like I have to give Mikey his commission here. So
I got it. I got my commission. No, and I even talked to Haley. She was like, I would love to take her, but 4 dogs, man.
yeah,
4 dogs that's too much. You know, like we wouldn't even have a spot for a crate. You know, because all the crate spots are taken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'd have to fucking literally move furniture and shit. But
If I didn't have this special needs project, I probably would have been interested. But
yeah, you have enough with that one.
the bonus about the English Bulldog breed is they're not very hyper.
No, they're pretty chill.
oh, I know, but this one is.
I know
That would have been the constant problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Freya's here to party. That's for sure.
She's like, I don't know what to do with this energy, but I'm going to show everyone.
She's walking around licking our shirts.
We just got to check on everybody.
You good? You good? Everybody good?
Everybody good? It's the German Shepherd, though. Yeah, there's making sure everybody's good. Just doing my rounds, man. Doing my rounds. So, Scott, you were out of town. We missed you last week,
was.
buddy. How was the trip to Nebraska? How's the grandkids doing?
good. I got a new granddaughter.
So
So
glad you didn't get a used one.
well,
Facts.
I mean, sometimes that's adoption, and you're a piece of shit for that, John. Because adoption is a good thing too.
Well, that backfired. I've said that a million times in my life.
And nobody's ever got you with that one.
Can I steal that? Okay.
That's for the world.
Holy shit. Can I shake my hand?
Fucking
That
A,
was,
man.
fucking-
That was
damn.
fucking tip of the cap,
Yeah,
sir.
hats off. Those are good. I like that.
That was good. Well, that's adoption, and you're a piece of shit. Fucking A. It's a good trip,
Yeah, no, it was good.
except the turkey, obviously.
Well, it ended up okay because it still ended up in the brine. So
Oh, okay,
it
good.
just ended up in the oven. But
Yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't bad. No, it was good to see the family again. And yeah, I got drunk on my birthday.
Happy belated again.
Yeah, I think I told you guys this story, but I drank like a whole bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Bullet
Almost.
bourbon.
It was like better than 3/4 full. We had a pizza. Michelle drank double vodkas all night. And my bar tab in small town Nebraska was $89.
God bless.
So nice.
$89. And it was a legit pizza.
What'd you tip them?
Oh, I don't even, probably a lot. I don't really.
Like, we're making it a cool hundo.
You
You get
I-
$11.
You forgot the part about where I drank almost 3/4 of a bottle of whiskey. So
See, now if a normal, oh, this is going to sound so shitty, but a normal Nebraskan would make that an even $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
you're not wrong.
It's
Here's your 11% fire.
I probably
Like it sucks,
I probably
but-
tipped $50. Probably.
yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fucking solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like when we went to the bar house down here. And that first round, it was like, here's double.
Because you know why?
Because anywhere else we would have spent $90 on that round.
That was wild. I didn't believe you guys till we went there
Bro,
for my bachelor party.
Fucking amazing.
We walked in and they had
that Eagle Rare.
Well, no, they had Blanton's
Oh, Blanton's. That's what it was. Excuse
on
me.
the top shelf, and so we were in there, and Steve, I was like, they've got Blanton's, and he goes, all right, he'll have a double Blanton's, and the chick goes, are you sure it's $8 a pour? I was like,
Like, I'll take one too.
I was like, can you just set the bottle down? They're like,
it was insane. Insane.
$8?
And are you sure?
And I was like, and we were literally like, and he was like, but there's only that much left. And we're like, do you have another one? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, we'll take it if we can have the cork. And she was like, sure. and just poured the rest of the bottle out. And then I was like,
Like, we gotta stop talking about this place. Or else-
right?
Yeah, right.
Like,
Fuck. You need to redact the name of that bar, man. We don't want motherfuckers going there.
But you know why I tip
You
so much
sure it's $8?
is because
Redacted.
the bar did not accept credit cards,
oh yeah.
and so I had cash. I'm like, I don't know what the hell am I going to spend this cash on?
Yeah, it's like here.
Here. I don't need it. Like, because who else uses cash? Like,
I do.
well, yeah, but you have a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Trying to stay off the grid.
Boating accidents and such.
I mean, the time I use cash the most is when we go to like Nicaragua.
Overseas.
Yeah.
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 And that's just because we don't want to get our cards stolen.
Yeah. Or when I go to California. Fuck.
Oh yeah.
That's the whole reason I have one of those.
RFID.
No, the Venmo credit card.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
The thing it's a debit card, but it's linked to a Venmo account. And so I can force money into the Venmo account, but I don't have it linked where it'll like
Pull
when it
money
gets to
in.
zero, it can pull money.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's a good move.
That's
yeah,
good,
so
Yeah.
it essentially locks
It's a
it.
good layer of protection, you know?
And then it's a PayPal company on top of it, so it's really fucked them.
Speaking of layers of protection,
Oh, great.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, John, get into
got-
this one, buddy. This is fun. I got to be privy to this.
I had a driver added onto my auto policy that I don't know, that does not live with me,
Doesn't live in this.
that I did not authorize to be added onto my policy. So I call out my insurance provider, which was Geico, because I don't give a fuck. And I called him up and I'm like, hey, I don't know why you're adding some random person onto my policy, but you need to remove them. I did not authorize this, and I don't authorize this. And I'm not allowing you to increase my bill because you want to add a random person.
And how
to my
much did
policy.
it increase your bill?
$1,200. Holy shit. Yeah. Right. So it's not like it's a little bit, you know what I mean?
It's a female under 25.
But so then I start digging, right? So let me back up. I had this first phone call with them. They're like, okay, sorry, no problem. I'm like, awesome, sweet. 5 days later, I get an email with my increase in my bill and thank you for adding a driver. And I'm like, no, I did not add a fucking driver. So I call them back up again. And I'm like, listen, motherfuckers, this isn't how this works. I'm like, oh, well, you need to sign this form. And then I read this form and it's shady as fuck. It's like, you don't authorize this person to drive your vehicle. And then there's something to do with like underinsured motorists and all this other bullshit in there. And I was just like, you deny this coverage. And I'm like, whoa. Like, no, how about you just, I'll sign something that says removing this person off your policy and never adding somebody again, unless I authorize it. And like, well, we can't do that. And I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, I don't authorize anybody else to be on my policy. So why are you just adding random people onto it?
Well, it's an underwriter problem.
Yeah. Oh, let me talk to underwriting. Oh, they don't take incoming calls. Okay, have underwriting call me. Well, they don't do outbound calls.
What do they
Like,
do?
so I can't talk to underwriting. So you're telling me that these people made a decision and added a random person onto my policy that I don't know, that does not live at my address, that has no access to my vehicles, and I can't talk to the people that did it. They're like, yeah, you can't. And I'm like, okay. So then I start doing some research and find out that this person does not have a valid Texas driver's license. It's an expired license. So then I call him back up again. And I'm like, hey guys. I'm like, Mikey was here for this
I
one.
was sitting there for this one. I'm sitting front and center.
Yeah. I'm like, so let me just get this straight. You added a driver to my policy that does not have a valid driver's license. And they're like, and I'm like, it says right here, state, Texas, status expired. Like, so if you pulled these records from the DMV and they have an expired driver's license and you added them onto my policy as a driver, I am hypothetically insuring somebody who is not licensed to drive a vehicle to drive a vehicle.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, so if I just called you right now and said, hey, I have a new vehicle and I want to get insurance on it to drive it on the road and I'm going to be the driver, but I don't have a driver's license, would you insure me? And she goes, yeah. But there'd be stipulations. I'm like what? Like I can't drive my fucking vehicle? Like,
Well, you can't drive it legally, but hey, you'd be insured.
and so I was like, so you would insure me if I didn't have a license? And they were like, yeah. I was like, so what were your stipulations? And she's like, well, eventually you'd have to get a license. What? And I'm like, what the oh, I'm like, okay. I was like, so I will sign this form. If you send me another form that you guys sign, and I'll sign it also saying that from here moving forward, you are not authorized to add anybody to my policy unless I authorize it. And they're like, oh, we can't do that. Why the fuck not? I'm like, so you can just add whoever the fuck you want to add to my policy because you think they might have access to my vehicle.
See, this is why. So I left USAA and I went to State Farm first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I never heard anything from my State Farm agent ever.
Was his name Jake?
No.
Oh, that's why.
Some chick. And they would,
Khakis.
their little handler would call and be like, they want to, or, your agent would like to schedule a time to talk about your satisfaction. I was like, well, I'm not satisfied at all, but sure, schedule it. And then they would never call. So I left and went to Geico.
Yeah.
And then Geico, every month my bill was higher. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why does this keep getting higher? So I call and I'm like, what? Every month. I have no violations. I drive a used truck. Like, what the fuck? And the first excuse I got was like, well, trucks are expensive to fix if you hit something. And I was like, okay, that doesn't make any sense, but sure. And then it was, I called
Well,
it
last month it wasn't though.
well, and then it was higher. And I was like, what the fuck? And they were like, well, because of the city you live in, there's other drivers that are high risk. And I'm like, so I'm paying more insurance for other people. And they're like, yeah. I was like, no. So I called USAA back and I was like, quote me. And they came in literally more than half cheaper for the exact same policy than I was.
Now, that's only good for
Anywhere.
the first year.
I've been there over a year now. And it didn't change.
Because I just left USAA because Geico is cheaper until they tried to add this driver.
I was with Progressive.
The
for
only
fucking
thing I ran into
decades,
actually
man.
with
Same
USAA is then USAA tried to flag me for a wreck that I had. And I'm looking at it and it was for a not at fault accident on a 2017 F-150. And I was like, I've never owned one of those. However, there is a young man named Justin Broom that had a 2017 F-150 that got sideswiped. So, and I was like, I'm not him. And they were like, well, and I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, you see those social security numbers that don't match?
I'm not.
There's a
But
reason for that.
The snafu was the whole USAA will link family members, like because you can join USAA if you didn't serve, if you're an immediate family member. Right. So they do the family, and that was literally the problem is they saw the last names and
Oh yeah, you guys.
and I was like, that's
But it was also
not
like
me.
every fucking member of your family is served.
Served, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like,
So I was like, that's not me. So if you're gonna fuck with somebody's insurance, you can call Justin, but I'm not paying.
Well, that's
for
the
him.
thing. Like, I've had insurance for 26 years.
Yeah.
Straight, no breaks in insurance. Right. I've been involved in one accident. I was 16 and I was not at fault. Somebody rear-ended me. It went all on their insurance, nothing on mine. I have nothing I've ever claimed against insurance. Why the fuck? Like, I could have bought a new vehicle at this point and the amount of money I've spent in insurance over those years. Like, why isn't my insurance like $100 every 6 months?
Because you pay it.
Well, if I don't pay it, I don't have insurance.
Right.
because it's a fucking racket.
But
an absolute fucking racket.
but because we pay it,
No, yeah.
You know what's
we're paying
worse?
for all the ones that don't.
Medical insurance.
Smiles
But,
in retirement.
They
That is
State Farm
one
were the same ones
fucking
that were
great
trying to
thing.
tell me that I was still a high risk driver because of what happened to the Mini. And I was like,
When your Mini got broken into.
and I was like, so you're telling me that my Mini that was parked underground in a gated community
No. That's not why they're saying that you're high risk.
that I'm high risk? And they were like,
They saw your OnlyFans.
yeah, that's what it was.
They're like,
and
sir,
I was
we've
like,
seen what you do in that
no.
Mini.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so when I went back
Skinny,
to-
the Mini ring a bell.
Yeah, I went back to USAA and so they cut it by half, and I've been there over a year now. And then we actually all the bikes are insured from Harley
Oh yeah.
because Harley has its own insurance system,
Oh nice.
Yeah,
it's literally called Harley Davidson Insurance.
yeah.
And their bank is called Eagle Mark.
That's
but
what it is, yeah.
The insurance is just Harley Insurance, and because we had it was with USAA,
And it's through Harley Owners Group, so it's through Hog, right?
well, USAA, if you try to insure a bike through them, they give you a progressive rider
Yeah.
on your insurance, and that's when we first did it. And then we found out about the Harley thing, and called Harley.
I gotta fit some ice in there.
And Harley came in at a third of the price
Appreciate
of
you.
to insure my bike for a better policy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, insurance is a fucking racket.
It is. There's no other way around it, man. It's just a fucking.
I'm so sour on fucking insurance that even when I meet people, they're like, I work in the insurance industry, and I'm like, oh, so you're a liar too?
Oh, so you're
like,
a piece of shit.
like,
Shout out, Aaron.
yeah.
Actually, Mikey, while you got that,
Let me sell you a bunch of shit you don't need.
I'll take a little top off while you got that.
I'm still rocking with Aaron. Aaron's done me
Just go
right.
slow. I'll tell you when. Whoa, whoa! What are you doing? Why you gotta? What the fuck, dude? Stop!
Half that went on the
I
table.
was like, what the fuck are you doing?
I know you're fighting me on it. I tried to take the bottle from him.
Michelle, this is why we can't have clean tables.
Yeah. John. That's why.
Okay, fine, it's my fault.
I was confused. I was like, what are you doing, man? Are you fucking having flashbacks to your flare days? Like,
Not with a half gallon. Fuck.
you'd had massive forearms,
No,
bro.
no. That's called fraud, waste, and abuse.
Fucking A, dude.
We just started. It looks like more like a quarter a gallon.
Yeah.
What's new in current events? I've been out of the news loop.
So I gotta get it. When's World War III gonna start?
Yeah, you didn't ask last week.
Well, because it was the holidays. You know?
Well, actually, there's a ceasefire right now.
Really?
There is a ceasefire. Hamas gave back like 16 hostages.
But what I heard is Israel's given back 3-1 what Hamas is giving, and no Americans have been released yet.
It's because, well, that's because we have a pussy in charge.
Well, it's because. So I mean, it goes to show the status of the United States in the world's eyes right now. If they're giving back hostages from literally third world countries before they give back American hostages, the leadership of America right now holds no status.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like none. Like you got to think back to like Iran back when
Oh, they didn't give him back for a long time.
No, it was almost a year until the new president came in, and then it was the next day, and they were like, "Oh, here, just kidding. Like, we know you're not going to fuck around."
I looked at something earlier, and it was an interesting news article, and now I can't fucking
Well,
find
I mean, if you looked at the behavior of even your average American, which you can see because everybody puts everything all over social media,
Right.
are you scared of us anymore?
Yes, but not in that way.
Right. It's like,
The social media America is very non-intimidating.
yeah, but that's the projection of us, and then we have a government that's more worried about
What's the
what feelings are we hurting than we actually are on showing strength, and then the rest of us are all crying about how our feelings are hurt because something else happened. Like, so I'm not gonna lie. Are we very proficient? Yes. Are we very intimidating? No.
Right now, no.
what's your guys' opinion on Jared Kushner?
Who is Jared Kushner?
So he was
He's Trump's son-in-law.
yeah,
Yeah.
who was the aide, the presidential aide, or the what do they call it? The right hand.
Secretary of State.
No. I think it's just the aide. I think it's presidential.
Yeah.
aide.
I think he was like an aide. Yeah, he was like a staffer or something. Well, during Trump's presidency.
But have you guys ever heard anything out of him?
No.
Just the
know
news
what-
attacking him. That's it.
I heard the news attack him. Well, and then there he because he's of Jewish descent. I believe Israeli, like 1 or 2 generations removed from like that fucking area or something, and or 1 generation removed from that area. And I want to say that's why like Ivanka got that's why she converted and stuff like that because of him.
Okay.
So I know that he's real pro-Israel for obvious reasons,
Yeah.
but I don't know too much about the guy.
So Lex Freeman did a podcast with him, and it was a long one. And so I listened to it on my drive. And I never knew shit about Jared Kushner other than what you hear in the news.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Like that guy was so like everything he did, and he talked about like because he kind of orchestrated the whole peace in the Middle East type shit. and had all that stuff set up. And just the way he talked about it, I was like, it's worth a listen if you guys haven't.
Okay.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Very-
like
very
anybody that can
impressed.
speak intelligently about it.
And
like,
just down to earth. Like,
Yeah.
not like speaking above you and like,
Well, if he's on Lex Friedman's podcast, he's speaking intelligently because that might be the smartest dude on the planet. Lex Friedman is fucking scary smart.
yeah.
Like that dude is fucking. It's like, why are you?
what I like about him, though,
It's the same fucking problem I have with you. It's like, why are you telling dick jokes with us when you should be fucking like planning out moon missions, motherfucker?
dick jokes are more fun.
That's true.
I don't know. I've never been on a moon mission.
Way less dick jokes.
Probably
Just a lot of
balls.
balls.
Are we talking about
I
showing
did-
our ass? Yeah.
I did see something hilarious today. There was a woman who NASA sent into space. She was like the first woman in space or something. They sent her up there for like, she was there for like 2 weeks. And they sent her with 100 tampons. And they were like, is this going to be enough? And it's like,
The
you're
fir-
fucking NASA, man.
The first radio transmission is, how's it going up there? It's fine.
It's fine. They're like, it's
You're like,
fine.
Don't worry about it. It's
I
fine.
think I'm gonna burst your guys' bubble here. Justin, who was the first woman in space? And how long was her mission to space?
It was-
about 7 seconds and then it exploded.
Yes.
I don't think she made it to space. The Challenger didn't make it there. You can still see it. That's not space. All right. That's airspace. All right. It's not the same.
That was a teacher.
It was.
Still an astronaut.
I didn't say it wasn't.
You're batting 1,000, man. First went like orphans, now with fucking
Damn it.
You are a piece of shit.
yeah. God damn, dude. You can be both.
Look, Justin, do me a favor and look up the 100 tampon thing. Just
That is so many tampons.
Just
that they were
Google
gonna have to,
that.
They were
The
gonna have
100
to.
Yeah,
Oh no, you're
thing.
wrong.
Sally Ride. Yeah.
Yeah, her journey to space also included 100 tampons.
right. Would that be enough? It's like, no shit, man. Like,
Sally Ride's like a legit scientist, though.
like, granted, I don't have a vagina, but I'm pretty
For a-
sure 100 is excessive.
for a 1 week flight. That is so many tampons. They had to adjust. So
When-
Why don't you just push the fucking launch base like a
literally-
week
Okay,
later?
look, we're sacrificing meals right now.
When
every
did she go to
gram-
comment? Maybe
78.
Maybe she was the first then.
No, the first was in 63.
Oh shit!
there you
Then
go.
I was way off.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she lived.
She was a cosmonaut.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Valentina Tereshkova. She,
Dude, she
that
sounds
was a-
like that's a dominatrix name all day. Like that woman dresses in leather and beats dudes.
Look at that picture on the right.
Yeah.
Look at that picture on the right. And then in the 90s, she served Dr. Evil as his
I was gonna say, she could be an Iranian general. Holy fuck!
fucking looks
No,
like
it
she's
needs more bling.
looks like she's going to fucking invade Micronesia, or she's drunk at Fiesta. Give or take.
Scott, I love where your head's at, but you know good and goddamn well Iran is never giving a woman that many awards.
Nor a woman being a general.
Yeah, that's-
No. Hey, who was the first woman Iranian general?
That's
you kidding me?
possible up until the
she got
80s.
she got murdered for
No, no,
that
no.
picture without
Well,
a hijab.
this is 63. So
That was the
480 BC.
480 BC.
Oh, she was a queen. That doesn't count,
Yeah.
man.
that's also Persia.
Same, I guess, back then.
I
Oh fuck.
I bought barbecue from a guy the other day, and I never got around to asking where he was. I could kind of recognize the accent, but it was one of those like his English was really good, but there was a bit of an accent, and I couldn't quite. And I was like, I've never asked you because I buy barbecue from him quite a bit. And I was like, where are you from originally? And he looks at me and goes, Persia. And I was like, understood. It, like that's like,
I knew you had a great rug for a reason.
I'd be
yeah.
like, are you a prince?
So
he was-
because if you don't,
If he was older, he'd be like Ottoman.
so Persia is now Iran.
Yeah.
Like that's so if a dude tells you he's from Persia, that means he's not a huge fan of what's going on in his
Not
country.
a big fan of the Ayatollah.
Yeah, so he's like so he doesn't claim to be Iranian. They'll tell you they're Persian.
Yeah, I'm Persian American.
And so
Yeah.
now this guy just said Persian. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm Persian. And he had the accent. He obviously was raised there. But I'm like, you're Persian because you're slinging pork sausage and brisket. Like that's a It like not keeping it real halal up here in this
not really.
barbecue place, but
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
One of Haley's coworkers and friends, she's Egyptian, right? And her husband is.
Does she walk like one?
She does. just like this all the time. It's weird. I've asked her if her arms get tired. I don't know what's
the
going on.
weirdest Zoom meeting I've ever been in.
Yeah. But her husband is Syrian, I believe. And they live here. Like they're fucking Americans. But she made these cookies and sent them home with Haley, right? And I'm eating one and I'm like, these are fucking good. Like they were good as fuck. And I was like, what are these called? And I looked it up. They're called cock. And I was like,
How do you spell
I
that?
love this
Cock.
is good cock.
How do you spell that?
It's like KAHK or something.
What's the country origin?
Egyptian.
Can you use it in a sentence?
This cock is great. Fucking, they were good.
This is the most delicious cock I've ever had.
yeah.
It tastes
Justin's just cutting sound bites right now.
Look them up, Justin. Pull them up.
Yeah, Justin.
Google cock.
Google delicious cock.
You know the worst part is he's gonna have a hard time spelling delicious.
Yeah.
We really need to get like a podcast.
Okay, never mind. Look up
computer.
sweet cock so you don't have to spell delicious.
No, it's way better on your lap.
know. See, you just gotta link that with Abby's. Like, so
There you go.
all the suggestions
Yeah.
go into hers.
Yeah.
Cock cookies.
Cock cookies. And I will tell you, they are fucking delicious.
Can you
man.
Google the pronunciation of that word?
I already did. And it's exactly what I'm saying.
I like
was
that the
like,
first
it can't be
question is,
called that.
hey, what is cock made of?
The second
What
question.
is a substitute for cock?
There's a lot.
essence?
There's a lot of nuts in cock.
Hold on, 2 more down. How many calories is in cock?
200.
200 calories a cock.
With a plain one. With dates, it's only 180.
Oh, shit.
So if you go on dates first, it's less calories.
Healthier cock.
Oh, Christ.
Find out how many calories are hiding in your favorite.
The name of
cock
this episode
dessert.
is Cock Talk. Spelled this way.
Oh, look at the next question. What are the 2 desserts in Egypt? That sucks.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, okay. I was like, imagine if you only had 2
Basbousa is fucking delicious, actually. I've had that.
The recipe up top was literally with
Baklava's
honey and
good.
pistachio. I'm like, so that's baklava as a cookie?
desserts.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I, mean, I get down with that. Don't get me wrong.
it's
Like, it
fucking
sounds
tasty, man.
awesome.
It's a mixture of honey, nuts, and ghee.
Yeah. That's clarified butter.
Fat-filled nutty cock. It's fucking
So I have to give a shout out to somebody real quick. And my eyesight's failing me. Can you read
Oh,
the
Jesus.
name? It's printed weird.
Happy
on
birthday,
the-
buddy.
You want it on the bill too?
Yeah, the Jesse.
Jesse
It's
Gilmart
printed weird.
in Kansas.
Jesse Gilmart ordered one Victory 4th edition cigar,
Okay.
and he shipped it to Scott Jansen, El Presidente of Warfighter Tobacco, to say happy birthday.
And our address here.
And so Dave literally packaged it, put it on my desk. So thank you, Jesse.
Fucking
Fucking A,
I
dude.
think
Awesome.
I think
am
it was
gonna-
one of those, like, as we were shipping and we read the order notes as we ship, and it's just like, oh, this one doesn't need to be on a box. This one just goes on the desk.
Hopefully we didn't charge you for shipping because that would have been fucked up. But thank you.
That's automated, man. It's probably automated.
But
I don't know.
I feel that way. And we shipped a dude a bottle of paint that he bought over the Black Friday weekend. A bottle of paint from my store. It was $5 for that bottle of paint. And I charged him $8.55 to ship that fucking
It
bottle of
sucks,
paint to
man.
Cal. And I was like, sorry, dude. Like, I feel bad. I
That's
threw a
not
bunch
on
of
you, dude.
I threw like a bunch of stickers and shit in the box.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I
Yeah.
make this some work better? But I was like, no.
Speaking of shit that we got in the mail,
I do got to give a shout out to our customers, though. We've been in one way, shape, or form in business for whether it's this one or Scott at the gun store or whatever
Yeah.
for fucking years. And I think this might be the first time that a customer ordered a birthday present from you, from us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
It's-
I appreciate the shit out of that.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
What I think is fucking great is that those are hard to get. I don't know if you would have gotten one otherwise.
I know, right? It's one of my favorites.
Oh, what do you got?
It's our yearly Freedom Friends cards.
Veterans Day, but
Veterans Day.
it sat on my desk for a while, so I apologize.
Um,
What do we
so
got?
I'm
What do we got?
gonna read it. These are coming from our good friend Tracy up in at her 6th grade class, and she writes, "My dearest Freedom Friends, here's another batch of my Veterans Day cards made by my first quarter advisory class. You have advisory classes in 6th grade? Okay, that's cool. I thought having this class make the cards, it would be easier to decipher their writing since spell check can't even help me read my ESL 6th graders writing. That makes sense. Okay. So no mistaking that for twerk. That
That was twerk.
it looked like
That
fucking
was
twerk.
Straight up twerk.
like, or Santiago for Sun Tzu.
And that was
Again,
that too.
looked like Sun Tzu.
That shit straight up just said Sun Tzu.
Yeah,
It
dude,
did.
like I was just assumed that he was reincarnated, as is his religion, and was taking 6th grade
Yeah.
in Dallas. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's how their culture goes.
You know how pissed you'd be if you were Sun Tzu and you ended up in fucking Denton, Texas?
as a 6th grader, you're like, motherfucker.
You know what? It might be
It's not
fun.
even Denton, it's Shady Shores.
I've overthrown dynasties.
This is what I get.
No, prepping for the TAS test. This is some bullshit.
Star testing, the fuck? This quarter, I have all my 6th graders, 2 math classes for advisory, so I am blessed, in quotes, with them twice a day, every day, periods after each one of those words. They don't pay me enough to work miracles on this batch. Okay. Jesus, fuck.
Hey, Mikey,
Tracy?
real quick, can you
Huh.
do me a favor and flip that envelope over? Thank you.
Yep. In fact, after 27 years as a teacher, I'm struggling financially since my health, auto, and home insurance increased.
Yeah.
The motherfucker.
It's happening everywhere.
We just opened that. Just had that.
And soon my property taxes will increase. I've looked into donating my plasma for extra money or something. Someone in Buddy Check chat mentioned that selling 1 ounce of unvaxxed sperm goes for $3,500.
We just talked about
just talked
this.
about this. I was like, you ain't been, I'm snipped. And we're fucked.
Yeah.
But there's hope. Boys,
I'm unvaxxed.
Me
fucking
too.
3,500.
I was like, I'm going to start Googling.
3,500
Where
a
the
pop,
fuck-
dude. Go
I'll-
fucking sell
For
some.
an
Jerk
ounce?
off- I'll go jerk off
Go
in the
sell
cup
some
for
jizz, dude.
$3,500.
Fucking A.
For an ounce?
Yeah.
Dude,
Is
I might
there a-
reverse my vasectomy. I get
Is there-
free healthcare.
Is there like a quantity limit?
Yeah. What's my max?
There'd be girls walking in there with mouthfuls.
How much is a mason jar worth?
So can someone please
I swear it's unvaxxed, dude. He said so.
So can someone please bioengineer me a cum thumb?
We also talked about that.
Yeah.
These are a lot of callbacks.
Yeah.
I know. I appreciate
And
this.
if my thumb comes, does it replace the middle fuck you finger?
Here's
Good
what
question.
I recommend. Go in as a cum partner and you get 500 for every load that you help deliver.
Oh, this is a good business model right there. Because it's not.
Guys, you're fucking onto something.
It's not
bro.
prostitution.
No, yeah. This
It's a partnership.
This is a
That's it.
This is a joint effort. in
this is my
donating.
manager, and she's gonna.
These are my clients, and I'm not doing it for a sexual
Nope.
prowess. I'm doing it as a donation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Motherfucker. Anyways,
I view
is
that
an
as I
honor.
donate and it's $3,000 in a handy. Like
fucking A. It is an honor and to thank y'all for your service and sacrifice. I love the friendships and community that y'all have created.
I'm rethinking my name for my massage parlor, and I think it's Handies and Sandies. So you get $3,000 in a handy, and then you also get a sandwich afterwards. But we get $500.
Holy fuck, man. There's
how far out can I book appointments?
That's what I'm saying. I like this
Do you have like
idea.
a frequent flyer program?
How do we
Like
do? Oh, we need to talk. If any of you guys are lawyers or know a good lawyer out there, let us know so we can get this business plan
now,
off the ground.
If you know a terrible lawyer, that's what it would take for this.
so she says,
We need like a office suits lawyer. We need one of those guys that are like, well, this is kind of legal.
You need the Texas hammer.
If you have to if you're a lawyer and you have to make a billboard, you're not a good lawyer.
Absolutely not. That's what I'm talking about. It's the Texas hammer. So shout out to my adopted Freedom Boys in the group chat. Shout out to Mike Gochin at Historic Smoke in Culpeper,
That
VA.
we'll be seeing in a couple of weeks.
We know why you're shouting him out, Tracy. When he came to Texas with his son and met y'all, he later drove up to Fort Worth for NFG and drove up to take me to a rodeo at the stockyards.
Nice.
When he drove back to Virginia to open his cigar lounge, I promised I'd come out and smoke my first cigar there. I did that in March, and I really enjoyed the Warfighter 50 Garrison. That was her first cigar.
Wow.
Atta girl.
It's a bold one.
It is. Stop reading this and enjoy the cards. Smoke on, drink on, and freedom the fuck on. Love, Tracy Lynn. Wait, one more thing. God damn. Always a woman fucking keeping us up. Every time I listen to y'all, I want to join the conversation or debate. So, John,
Yeah.
I was also thinking doors over wheels.
Okay.
My classroom has one door, 2 closet doors, think hotels, etc. Okay. But then I remembered the chair I'm in and y'all are in have wheels. Okay. Most office chairs have 5 wheels. Very true. Every classroom, hotel room, office building has wheels on chairs. Also roller skates, 8 wheels per person. So I believe it's wheels over doors now. She wanted to throw her 2 cents in on that.
Oh, okay.
So there's
right.
that. So let's get into these, man.
Go
She's
around
into
the horn.
skiing. She could hit people with that double glizzy grip. That's $1,000 a session. That's fucking-
Yeah. I only have one dick. You have 2 hands.
you could go to.
So are there more dicks or hands?
Well, hands.
That's definitely hands,
Yeah.
Because only half the population has dicks.
dude. Even if you just did that on
Less
dudes
than
with
half.
dicks,
There's more women. There's more women in the world.
you're
than
still
men.
twice as number of hands.
Every male animal has a dick. They don't have hands though.
Oh.
I just broke 3 people. I just broke 3 people.
He ain't wrong, dude. He ain't wrong.
Okay, but then you've got the entire primate population.
Okay, but think about the ocean.
Does a bull have
Dolphins
hands?
have dicks. Whales have dicks.
Do cattle have hands?
True.
No, but they have
Technically,
dicks.
technically, flowers have dicks.
There's more dicks than hands.
Because technically flowers have dicks.
More dicks than
Wow.
Yeah, there's more
I thought
dicks
this
than
was
hands.
simple math, and you turned into a complex algebra problem.
No,
Yeah.
that's more dicks than hands.
There's got to be more dicks than hands.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
No,
When you're
what?
still a piece of
No
shit on
wonder
your
it's-
earlier comment.
No wonder it's so hard to find a hand when you need one.
Right? But everywhere you look, there's a dick.
Story of my life. Too many dicks, not enough hands.
I'm just glad my personal ratio is 2 to 1.
4 to 1.
Start her off there, Scotty.
All right.
Let's read some cards.
This one says, thank you. Thank you for everything you do to protect our country and defending the people of the us.
U.S.
Oh, Justin, my first one says to Justin.
Oh.
So I'm going to give this to you to
From
read.
Julia with an H.
Oh, shit.
It's like cinnamon with a K.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
What's it? What you got there?
He's still trying to figure it out.
So this one says, "Thank you for your service and thanks with a Z. I dig it. You for everything. Hope you have a good day." And then a pretty kick-ass American flag. Or
That's a Texas.
That's a Texas flag.
That's Puerto Rico.
oh,
That is
Closer to Puerto Rico.
got double flag.
That's still Puerto Rico.
Huh.
So I got one from Kenneth Houston. Thank you to all our veterans. We truly appreciate everything you do. But this is where it gets fun. Our debt to the heroic men and valiant women in the service of our country can never be repaid. They have earned our undying gratitude. America will never forget their sacrifices. Harry Truman.
I was going to say plagiarism before.
Oh, I was like, calm down, Sun Tzu. Jesus.
I was like, that kid's got great parents.
Yeah.
I want to know how
Fucking
long
A.
that kid's been in the 6th grade.
I appreciate the fact that he wrote all of that out and never had to fix any of it.
Wow.
There's no
Yeah.
erase marks. There's no anything. Like,
That's good.
fucking nail
That's
it.
in crayon.
And he knows how to Google. That's awesome.
What you don't know is that's his 17th card.
I know he's like, fuck.
He's just got a stack of fucking fucked up cards.
I like this one. It says, thank you, Returns.
I like the turns.
Thank you for your service. And like a G didn't sign it. Stay off the grid, kid.
All right, I got thank you. Ooh, says you're awesome. It's the wrong your, but whatever. Thank you for everything. And then he drew a fucking good picture of an operator,
that's
actually.
pretty decent. What
This
rifle
is
is
fucking
that?
solid,
What
man.
rifle
Like,
is that?
Dude, you can tell. That's
yeah, dude. Like this kid fucking.
What rifle is that
It's
though?
looking awful AK.
no, that's an AR.
Oh,
No,
no,
that's
great.
that's M4 as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
His-
it's even
It's got a light.
It's
It's got
slants backwards, though.
but it's got a fucking front sight
It
post.
does have the front sight.
It's
I didn't
got-
see the front sight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
like that's
He's got a light. He's got IR light.
he's got fucking NVGs up,
I know. I appreciate that.
dude. This fucking kid, this is a veteran's son.
Has to.
It's got to be,
Or he
veteran's
plays
son.
the shit
It's
out
a
of Call
lot
of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, or it's that,
right,
yeah. Fucking A, dude. Well done. I like that one.
Who's up next?
Scotty.
Thank you for your service, Scott, John, Jazz, Mikey, and Justin. Thank you for your y'all's service. Lots of fucking Texas here.
Fuck,
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Texas here.
I appreciate the fact that he put an apostrophe in y'all's.
The best star ever
Nailed it.
on the Texas flag.
Yeah.
Probably better than I could do.
Right?
To be honest.
All right. Cover says, thank you. Happy Vatatins Day. Vetatars? What?
Vetatars.
Vetatars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Can
This-
we start calling ourselves Vetatars?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Or the next one is Verarans.
Yeah.
Chinese.
Vetatars Day.
It's the Asian kid.
Happy Vetatars Day. This county has not seen and probably not making this up. I'm reading it phonetically. Actually, that says fobably. That's PHOBOBLY. Fobably. We'll never know the true level of sacrifice day our veterans. The sacrifice day our veterans. From Thomas. Appreciate you, Thomas.
Thomas's last name is definitely Cho.
It's not. It's not, but I'm not trying to fucking dox a fucking sixth grader. So
You got another one, John?
I do. Happy Veterans Day with camouflage in the veterans and American flag in the front.
That's cool.
On the inside, very fucking nice handwriting.
It's fucking better than mine. Shit.
Right? Like I've never been able to write like this ever to this day.
when your parents do your homework.
Yeah. Happy Veterans Day to all of you. Thank you for serving our country. Also, thank you for stepping up to help our country. And 3 yellow stars.
What a good kid.
Right. I think I appreciate it.
I want you to read yours, Jazz. That one looks good.
So thank you, Verarans.
Let's get into it.
Thank you, Returns. For serving us so we can still be amicans.
Because this is a Macan. If you don't like a Mamacam, you can get out.
So we can still be amicans. But AMICANS, yeah.
Amicans, yep.
With a heart. That's
Fucking A.
I got one.
y'all are some high quality
Thank you, Returns.
I got one with a picture of something.
It's a Jack in the Box.
It might be a Jack in the Box.
Did they use a squiggle wiggle rider?
I don't know. It says thank you. But I don't.
Do they have like Bell's palsy or something?
It's only partial paralysis.
Yeah.
It says thank you for your service.
With a trans flag heart.
That kid's up to date.
That is a woke kid, man.
It's very inclusive. Thank you.
All right, I got one. It's got Sonic winking at me. And it says, thank you for your service. It's pretty good Sonic, though. It's not bad. Not a bad Sonic. It's good enough that I know what it is.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So, got a couple more Sonics in there. Thank you for protecting again our country. Our country. It's our country.
That's
And then it's got 2 stick figures, one of them wearing camouflage utilities, and it just says handshake. And they're shaking hands.
Is that a handshake?
It doesn't look like
He's
handshake.
stabbing that motherfucker.
It looks like he's grabbing his ass, man.
He's making $500.
He's playing. And that's from Jeremiah. And I'm not going to say your last name because, again, we don't want to dox 6th graders. But
Awesome.
well, fucking A, guys.
Yeah.
It's so great. I appreciate that she does this.
I really do.
I appreciate
I know
it.
Thank you,
I know we're
Tracy.
poking fun, but
Sorry we're late.
No, like I appreciate it because, and I don't know because it's not really like my world. But having kids write cards for Veterans Day, like I remember being overseas and getting care packages from random people that have stacks of cards. Just thank you for your service, and you know.
I don't know if I've told this story, but when I was in Iraq, we got handed random shit like that. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
I got handed a random letter from a school
Yeah.
where I knew the teacher and
Oh,
it was
wow.
local to me in Nebraska.
Wow.
Wow.
Like I worked with the teacher's
what are
husband.
the odds of that?
That's
Yeah.
Seriously.
astronomical.
I still have it all because it was that astronomical.
That's
Like
crazy.
it was crazy, right? I still have it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I remember one of those care packages that we got as a unit, and we're an all-male infantry unit, and it had like female socks and underwear and tampons and pads, and it turned into a thing. Like people would fall asleep and they'd wake up and they'd have
No,
like
I
10
know.
pads stuck to them.
Oh, living in 2023 is that I know when they went, like what year they went. He was like, it was full of female socks and underwear and shit. And I was like, damn, somebody gave up like a month's salary to be able to send you that shit. And then it was
Fuck that.
like, oh, it was like a care package.
Yeah.
Like it was like they were new. It like it was,
Oh, if there's ever another conflict, we're starting the OnlyFans like support the troops fucking campaign.
right? You
Yeah.
send us $20 and your used panties, and we're gonna send them over.
How about we do it the other way? How about we solicit, hey, all you service members, we'll pay you $15 for your used socks and underwear, and then we turn around and sell them, and all the proceeds go back to nonprofits.
Because you're not allowed to import.
When you
hazardous
said we're going to go
material.
the other way, I thought you were going to start a service member supporting an OnlyFans. And I was like, they probably already do.
No, yeah. No. We're just going to take their used socks and underwear.
Some of
We're going to
them do.
sell them to like the Chinese because they buy that shit.
They do
left
buy
and
that
right.
shit.
They have vending machines
They-
with
they-
it in it.
Can confirm. Seen it.
Yeah.
Seen it.
So like how valuable would be
Vacuum
like
sealed
combat
fucking dirty panties.
panties.com.
Well, we all
I don't know if you guys ever watched
Justin, is
Orange is
that
the
a
New
website?
Black, but
most of us went commando. So
I got
Oh
a-
no! If we're gonna do that, we're gonna call it battle rattle. You're gonna.
I'll send you my dirty J list, and it's real, real dirty. Like I had diarrhea for fucking 3 weeks.
make it like cameo.
One
like-
pair of pants.
Hey, girl, these are my socks. Mm.
I just humped 12 miles.
I just shit my drawers.
I've been eating MREs and I just shit a brick, so if there's blood in there, you're welcome.
that costs extra.
Fucking better.
Yeah.
That's DNA, dude. Shit.
Here's your 3-minute video of me jerking off in a porta potty.
You haven't lived till you see cum go down a porta potty pisser. Fucking. Yeah.
I'll send you my PT shirt afterwards.
Just
That's
like
what
those-
we just that you have to include a scratch and sniff sticker with those. You're like,
we got a letter from this kid when I was in Fallujah, and we had it like hanging up in the hooch for a long time because it was fucking hilarious. He was like, I remember his name was Jack, and it said it was like dear soldier, airman, marine. It was like marin
Right.
or sailor,
Return.
and he was like, I hope you guys don't get murdered. And he was like, but I hope you do lots of murder. And then it just said, bye, Jack. I was like,
fuck it, I appreciate you.
Jack's a
Jack.
fucking G, man.
Jack's over here writing haikus and shit.
Dude,
Shoot him in the face.
you got to think, man, that kid's fucking 20 years old now.
Yeah.
Jack's 20 years old now. And motherfucker, I hope you see this. I hope you do. I hope you watch this show. I'd be happy to have
No,
Jack.
that stuff's cool. Do you guys ever find it weird when one veteran thanks you for your service?
Yeah.
Like
when another veteran.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like a Vietnam vet or something.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
like,
dude.
no, so this happened to
God,
me the
don't
other day.
thank
So
me, man. Like,
I was literally standing behind my bar and this guy comes in. And I'm telling this story to tell you another story. So he comes in and it was like painfully obvious that he served.
Yeah.
Right, like-
Did he have the hat?
Oh, he had a hat.
Was it the hat?
It wasn't the hat, but it was a hat. But it was the whole like bootcut jeans, but he still had his combat boots on.
Oh,
oh,
dog tags hanging out.
No dog tags, but like shirt was tucked in. Tight, and had, like 9 things hanging on it.
Crease in the jeans.
Yeah, and had like pouches and shit that were holding like his Leatherman and all that stuff. And I was like, "What are you?"
He's Batman.
And then, and he had a USMC pin
of course.
on the side of his hat,
Okay.
and it took
Some
all of
sense.
about 45 seconds for him to, because he wanted to talk to him at Warhammer. He's like, "But it's just not very realistic. I mean, I was a machine gunner in the U.S. Marine Corps, and there's not enough ammo in these figurines." And I was like, "Well, yeah, buddy, it's an inch tall. I'm not sure you're putting 1,200 rounds on."
Yeah. You're not
Like,
carrying
It's tall.
if you could open his backpack, you could see it was in
Right.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, and
full
you know,
compliment.
it's a game, but and I was like, yeah, I was like, I don't envy you. Like my standard loadout was fucking
7 mags.
yeah, it was,
that I sat next to me in my home.
yeah, it was like 6 mags and 1 in. Like that was it. And he was like, "Would you serve?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was U.S. Army. I didn't get any." He was like, "Thank you for serving." And I was like,
Yeah, like,
"Yeah, guy." And so he's talking to me, and this hat though, and I looked down. I was like,
this dude lived Apocalypse Now, and he's like, "Thank you, Jazz."
you know,
It's like,
I was sitting there looking, and I couldn't help myself. And I was like, that fucking hat, man. I feel like you're about to tell me that the knife in my pocket isn't actually a knife. Like, because he had this fucking Crocodile Dundee style
No.
fucking felt hat on that I shit you not had a feather in one side and then his fucking USMC pen on the other one.
The feather's Carlos Hathcock, and that's the army. That's ours.
And no,
Carlos Hathcock.
He was a
Alf.
Marine.
Oh, he was.
how
that's
dare you?
fine.
You're a sniper, for Christ's sake.
I know.
Ouch.
the feather
dare
and
I?
shit.
You're
And I'm
right.
sitting there and I was like, "Do me a favor." And he had the whole voice, right? The whole fucking, yeah, I was a machine gunner, U.S. Marine Corps. Da-da-da.
Hey, I was
like,
a machine gunner, and I don't talk like that.
no, but this guy had the voice, and I was like, "Do me a favor." Looked me dead in the eye and goes, "Those are not Joanna's eggs." And he fucking did it, and I lost it. And I was like,
I was
"God
like-
damn it." And I
You
literally,
just say this. Is that you, John Wayne?
yeah.
Is this me?
But when I literally looked at him and I was like, "You look like you're about to tell me that my knife isn't actually a knife." And he's like, "Oh, well, is it a good knife?" And I was like, fuck, what do you want, dude?" Yeah, But yeah, it was
So
fucking
when
weird.
veterans thank veterans,
I think
one time in my life, I let the veteran thank me because I knew his background. And I think all I said was, "You're welcome," because he was such a pogue. I'm just like, yeah, you didn't really do shit.
Like admin Air
I
Force
don't know.
dude.
It felt-
So
it was-
shit.
I thanked one person on Veterans Day.
It was me.
And it was a veteran.
It was me.
No, I said Happy Veterans Day to you.
Oh, right.
But I actually thanked one veteran on Veterans Day. But my exact text was, "Thank you for your cervix."
Oh, it was Mal. Oh, got it. Yeah. That's because
No.
you make vet on vet porn every day, motherfucker.
I think Steve on Veterans Day.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
I
I would,
feel
I would, I would thank Steve.
I feel like
For those guys, it's like,
But I never it's never been like a thank you for your service. It's always been like Happy Veterans Day, like a mutual
Yeah, yeah.
appreciation.
Yeah.
yeah. And
But I feel
That's fine
like
with most
I
of
feel
my
like the
friends.
thanking for service should never go down. Maybe I don't know. Like I guess I would thank younger people that are in the service now. Maybe I would thank them. I don't know. But I feel really weird when like a fucking
Be like, thank you for your service, you fucking boot.
You're right. But I feel really weird when like a Vietnam
some
guy,
like World War II guy walks up.
Those
and like, thank you for
guys-
serving, and it's like,
and they
No,
always
thank
It's
you
like,
for
bro, you
shit.
were in Korea. I'm gonna shut the fuck up and sit when I pee when you're in my area.
Yeah. Or just peed on my leg, one of the two.
Fucking A.
No, that in that
Justin.
sense.
So you're younger than us, right? You're a generation behind.
Yep.
What do you think when like an OIF veteran thanks you for your service?
I don't think I've ever had it happen.
Really?
I've definitely thanked you for your service, sir.
I'm sorry. It's
But-
never happened non-sarcastically.
Perfect. Well, that's a tough
but
answer.
I kind of agree with like what you say is like I look at like my service and y'all's service as two drastically different things.
Well, and I think,
But I think everybody does that.
I
Yes.
think you have to.
Yeah,
Right?
because there's like when we did that Vietnam vet machine gun shoot in
Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
That was like, and I was like arguing with these guys, and I'm like, I appreciate you guys so much. Like, thank you for everything you did. And they're like, oh no, thank you guys for everything you got. And I'm like, no. I'm like, that's not how this works. But it was just like, I was like, I would never want to be in your shoes in those jungles. And they literally turned around and were like, I would never want to be in your shoes going door to door in every fucking house in a village.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you guys had to do that. And he's like, no, we had to do it in huts.
They did it in Way.
He's like, we did it in huts, but it was different.
Vietnam was the first urban assault.
Yeah. And it was,
But you know what though? Like the person, like I would thank the veterans that are World War II, Korea, Vietnam, right?
Sure.
I don't
like-
even wait for Veterans Day for those guys. If I see a dude in a hat,
Yeah.
Oh,
They're,
yeah.
they're getting
like-
thanked, man.
like, you
Yeah.
know,
But like imagine being in the army today.
No.
Like but it takes I think there's fewer kids that are willing today to do that.
Well, that's a big thing. There's recruitment issues right now
Yeah.
because of that, man.
So I
Like,
mean, God, you almost should thank the younger fucking generation for joining because that's
that
rough.
depends on their job.
It depends on the job, yeah.
you know what though? It does. To me, it doesn't, man.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like the Poe grunt
look-
thing, like I don't fucking get into it, and I say that because it's still 1% of the fucking population that raised their hands. I don't give a fuck what they
No,
did. They all
you're
helped. I
reader.
liked eating when I was over there. I
The
liked
30
getting mail. I liked
the-
getting fucking
the
chow. dude.
30,000 foot view, you are 100% correct.
You know what I'm saying?
And so my whole view on this is like, fuck.
Like
all of my closest friends,
Like it was fun.
literally all of my closest friends are legit grunts.
Yeah.
And so if my grunt friends want to make fun of me for the fact that I wasn't a grunt, I also understand where it's coming from.
See, that's
I
fun,
also
though.
know if anybody from the outside ever stepped in and went,
It's different.
Yeah, they're
"Oh,
going
it's
well,
coming from
you're
below."
Justin," and it's like, and it's gonna be like,
So I had I had the opportunity to have a conversation with an officer.
No, those guys can fuck themselves.
Well, enlisted first, green to gold,
Okay.
and is an
So he's a traitor.
artillery officer.
He just likes money.
It actually was a she.
Oh, she likes money.
But was stationed overseas for years in Europe and got to train with a bunch of allied forces that were over there. And one of the biggest differences in the doctrine that they train by is the United States military, every other job supports the infantry.
Yes.
And a lot of these other European countries that she trained with, everybody supports artillery, not the infantry.
Huh.
And it was like, it kind of opened my mind a little bit to like,
Is that where the whole king and queen thing came in?
Probably. Realistically. Like,
well, no, I think it was
he with the biggest
like
tube.
the infantry is the queen of battle. And then they were like,
Artillery's king.
artillery, we're the king. And it's like, cool story. Go sit down. We'll continue making decisions.
yeah. When my Pogue FO that I tell fucking what to go to his job calls you, you can work.
Where did that come from? Justin, see if you can find where king and queen of battle.
See, that's an army thing because we don't
Yeah,
do that in the
that's
Marines.
straight army.
That's just
Yep.
army.
But I never understood it.
Like, because I didn't know about that until I started contracting.
Yeah.
Because even my older brother Joe, his original MLS was Pull String Go Boom.
Yeah.
So he was a Fort Sylvia.
I'll bet you it stemmed off of chess, because if you think of a king and a queen as their positions as chess pieces and what their allowable
the
movements
queen
are,
can go anywhere, whereas the king just holds it down.
but
Yeah,
the king
that's a
can
good
only
point.
move one spot at a time.
Yeah.
And the queen can do whatever the fuck she wants.
You know, if that doesn't
that where
track,
it
that
comes
is
from?
fucking brilliant. Like, if
Yeah,
you
it
just-
makes sense
if
to
you just
me.
winged that.
I did, because I don't know if it makes sense or not. Or if that's what it is.
Story games through centuries, interaction countries, war.
Oh,
dating back to the
checkers,
6th
drafts, or
century India.
Duma.
Huh.
Yeah.
So,
So it actually comes from Mesopotamian. That's
No
awesome.
shit.
Huh.
the cool thing about the story John was telling, though, about this female
Yeah.
artillery officer is we've known her.
Since when she was enlisted.
So she was enlisted in the National Guard.
And was like,
As she was going active duty as an officer, she came and talked to us and like picked our brain
Yeah.
a lot.
mm-hmm.
And she's like, hey, I'm going to be an officer, like in field artillery. Like, what do I need to know?
Yeah.
And so we gave her a lot of advice.
Don't
find
look
your-
at the barrel.
And
You find your fucking E6 and do whatever he fucking says.
and for her to come back in 3-4 years later and like have a conversation with us, like it was kind of cool to see her.
That's
buddy
pretty
of mine
cool.
did that. A guy that literally, like, we were PSYOP together, moved up and whatever, and then I got out. He went National Guard because he got divorced, went National Guard, and moved back to Indiana, and that's why he went Guard. So when he re-upped, he went Guard so he could go back to Indiana, and he got into Indiana University
Okay.
and got his degree, and then went active component, but he went FA.
Right.
And he fucking loves it. And you want to talk about a turnaround. I've talked about it before. My boy Aaron Whidden. And he was that guy that, like, when we went, neither one of us knew what the fuck we were doing. And so it was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and you don't know what you're doing. So we're just going to fucking.
Let's not do it. Let's not know what the fuck we're doing together.
Right. So if we're together and doing it, then it's just going to be like, they must be doing what they're supposed to be doing. And it was like,
That's pretty much.
fucking A.
You pretty much just described a fire team, and they've.
And well, the first thing he did is he was PSYOP for a while, and then he reclassed into medic. And then the whole divorce thing happened and whatever. But now, like, he's married, adopted her 2 kids, and he's like,
You piece of shit.
Fuck you both.
just saying, there's better men out there, John. And
I make one fucking joke.
yeah. He adopted the ones that are evidence that somebody was there before him. Like, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
And but
a-
he's FA now, and he just I think he's captain and is going up for major. And I'm like, the fuck, did we get that old? Like,
Yeah, we're that old.
Dude,
Where you could have done your enlisted time, went to college, went back in, and now
You
you're
know-
getting ready to
yeah.
go field grade.
No,
I'm
the,
like,
the shitty part
fuck.
is the person that we're talking with when they came in to the shop. We were in Texas, right? Had that conversation. The last time that we had a conversation, she was a captain. Like,
Here's what'll blow your
Dude,
mind. Here's what's something to think.
when I went to my buddy Long's fucking retirement, he retired as a major.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Here's what really fucked me up is when we were all in and we were young and dumb and we were looking at command line going like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You know, these old bastards that can't fucking keep up or whatever. Your battalion commander was probably roughly our age.
I know, right? No,
Yeah.
younger.
Younger.
100%, they're like 35.
Yeah.
Your battalion
Yeah,
commander.
Like
Yeah.
34, 35.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have hit 20 years at 37.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hit it at 30.
I'll be 42 in a month and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
So I had to back that math up.
It's
So
like-
my grandfather retired 31 years in and was a full bird colonel for 17 years.
Wow. Oh, he didn't like the political game.
Yeah, he didn't want to star.
He was
He
on
just-
the medical side.
He did not want to star.
No. I flat out, I have talked to 3 stars that do his job now. When he was doing it as a colonel, and it
Yeah.
was literally like, your grandfather didn't care who he pissed off. It like, did not give a
Attaboy.
fuck, would not
Attaboy.
play the game.
Yep.
But I was like, okay, I know he went in straight out of college. He commissioned, like literally graduated, went to OU, took his commission. And so what, 22,
Yeah.
23, 13 years later, full bird colonel, spent 17
And that was
years
it.
as a full bird colonel. But was, yeah. So, but he
mean,
was the,
I picked up staff sergeant at 24. And
Like
there I
my
stayed.
grandfather joined the army, went to World War II, got out of the military as an E6 staff sergeant,
yeah.
then went to college. And like now looking back, like I wish I could have been like, why didn't you go to college first? You know, like
because of the decisions we make.
But a
over
lot
that
of the people that
age.
enlist young and get out and then go to college, they could not have done college. And
No,
the age
there's
they
no
went to the
fucking
They
way I
needed the
could've did
military to fix it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
needed the military to give
Right
it
here's
structure.
one of them, dude.
Same.
Like I couldn't have fucking did that, man. I was a fucking degen.
I got accepted to college, and I was like,
I
no,
bro,
I'll
I gotta
go to the army.
I got accepted to Yale. I have a Yale University acceptance letter.
You don't speak Spanish, bro. You can pronounce the J.
The Yale.
No, jail.
No, it was. That's part of the reason I didn't go to Yale. But no, you know what's fucked up? I didn't get a scholarship because I don't speak Spanish
Can
because
we-
I'm white.
Can we appreciate the stereo answer that he just got? There?
Yeah, I did that too.
The thing is,
Weirdly enough, they accepted me. It was fine. I was fine there.
the thing is, look,
You got a
don't-
scholarship too, huh?
That one was free.
Don't
Yeah.
look down on the guys that are career enlisted guys. Those guys are. I know it's in all the credos and all that kind of stuff, but seriously, the career enlisted guys, they are the backbone of the military. And I do not care the branch. They are the backbone
That's true.
that makes everything function. And any officer that's not an absolute just awful person knows his job only functions because he's got NCOs and stuff like that that can
Yeah.
actually get his job done.
I'll even say it farther, bro. I think it's E4s and E5s, man. E4s
Oh, yeah.
and E5s,
Yeah.
dude. Because once you hit E6, your job changes. Your life changes, right? Well, at least in the Marines. I think you guys wait till E7.
Yeah, E7.
Well, that's just a numbers thing. We're a lot smaller than y'all. So at E6, our life changes. Like it takes an act of Congress to knock you down. Like I mean,
That's
yeah,
E7.
It's E7 in the army.
in the Marines, it's E6.
But at the same time, we have much more space for E9s to exist than you guys do. So
That's true. That's true. So like, you know, like I'm a firm believer though that your E4, E5s, and
They make it go round.
like that's. I agree with you,
They
man.
make
like
it go
that's the
round.
ones that do it, dude.
And
Like,
so those guys that tell you, they did 30 years and got out as an E9 or whatever, fucking respect that shit. Like they are.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that made the military work. I'm not even gonna say the army. Like they make it all function.
like goofy fuckers, like our buddy Sam.
Yeah.
Like Sam got out as an E9 out of the fucking army, or out of the Air Force. He's an
Yeah.
Air Force E9.
And I treat him like an E4.
Hey,
Oh, he deserves every fucking second of it.
He does.
But-
I said military.
oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. That's true.
No,
That's true.
in Sam's defense, I've had a lot of conversations with Sam about his leadership and how he did what he did, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Because he was a maintainer.
Yeah, he's a maintenance guy, man. He's a
And
French Turner.
Maintenance,
Grease monkey.
Maintenance in the Air Force is you're dealing with a bunch of fucking dickheads.
Have you ever talked to a pilot?
Dude, the guys from
They're all-
Boeing are assholes.
They're all cunts, man.
No, but the actual maintainers, like the lower enlisted maintainers, they're pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Like you're literally hurting fucking cats and people are fucking up left and right. Like it's a nightmare. And he was an E9, upper senior fucking leadership in charge of massive projects on maintaining aircraft. And I'm like, so I've had amazing conversations with him, and his leadership structure, what he did, is so similar to how grunts
Yeah.
work. And I was like, Sam, I'm like, you would have made a great, whatever the fuck it is in the Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant. No.
That's what he was.
I don't
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
I don't know, VP of operational.
Yeah, Command Sergeant Major in
some
the Army.
shit.
I'm like, you would have made a great Command Sergeant Major if you weren't a bitch.
Yeah.
It's got great golf courses though.
Because that's what they build first, man. They build a golf course first, build a
Goddamn
base
right.
around
That's
it.
like a couple years ago when my old lady was talking about like thinking about commissioning in the Air Force. And I was like, fucking, let's go.
Yeah, right? Oh, remember, because
Go.
both of ours were talking about
I
it.
know. Yeah.
Let's
Dude,
go. I was so fucking ready. I was like, let's fucking go. We'll get Haley to do it. You do that fucking refer a friend shit. We'll get joint duty stations. I'm gonna win yard of the month. Like this is gonna be fucking.
We're going to be the Key Wives Network for the
fuck, you
battalion.
have no idea, dude.
You're a dependosaurus.
Fucking
Oh,
not a
dude.
dependopotamus.
Yeah.
I'll depend to soar all over this bitch. I'm all about it.
Amazing. I was gonna
Haley
win
was
yard of the
still
month
interested in doing it up until recently.
until they aged out.
No, because she's not. They're not aged out yet. They're still in. They're still okay.
Mine
But-
was interested in doing it until she got a real salary, and then she looked at it and
Like,
went,
yeah, just kidding.
"Oh fuck this!"
Well, and-
I was
and-
like,
and-
yeah,
Haley makes great money now, but she was like the same thing. She honestly, she was still even thinking about it just because she wanted to do the reserves, and then she was like, watching the news and looking at our government, and she was like, I don't want to work for that fucking guy. And I was like, you know what, babe? I don't blame you. Like, I would have serious reservations about joining.
The problem
if it was
with looking
me,
at
too.
the reserves, to be honest with you, is if you want to be a good airman, soldier, whatever in the reserves, you're still putting damn near full time into it to be good at it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Which means that your civilian career is going to suffer because you're going to go, hey, I got to disappear for 8 weeks. I got to go to this school, or I got to go to that school, or
And then a deployment.
I've got AT, or I've got a deployment.
It's
or I've
easy
got
to be a
this, that, and the other.
shitbag in the reserves, though. We got one right there.
Or
Guards.
or you have to be absolutely horrible at it, and you're like scrambling to find like your fucking headgear right before you have to show up to drill and shit because your civilian career comes first because that's what pays the fucking bills. And it's so hard to try and balance that. The officer side may be a little different because,
Dude, when I was on I-9 duty,
That's
I would have.
what you're saying is the military is a young person's game. It really is.
Oh, it has to be
Yeah,
though,
it has
dude. It's got to be. You need like guys that are seasoned enough to fucking call the shots.
Yeah.
But you need the young muscle, bro. Like
Yeah.
you got to have that.
Well, you need the young, like, I'm not already committed to something.
do you know what you need?
Yeah.
You know why it's a young man's game? You got to be young enough to know that there's not better out there.
You have to, yes. Yes, the military's done with you once you start having your own thoughts.
Yeah. When you can look at it and go, this
Why?
is kind of broken, huh?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, looks like you're just not going to make that promotion board.
Yeah.
All right. Like,
We can really do this a better, easier,
Yeah, so
cheaper way.
You have
Yeah.
3 options. You can get out, you can go warrant, or you can become an officer.
It's like, oh, you got common sense? That's warrant or getting out, my friend. There's your
I think
Fuck.
I've said that to people before. I've got out when it was my time to leave when I started thinking for myself.
And that was my whole thing at the end of mine when it was time to re-up or not. One, my career was going well, so it was like
Yeah.
because
Like-
I was in the reserves at that point,
Oh,
and it was like,
I fucking loved
I'm
it.
making too much money.
I think
I like-
the mindset shift is, I think where the shift comes is when you look at a mission and you're like, okay, am I doing this because it's for a good reason
Right.
and I'm told to?
Yeah.
And then the shift comes when, okay, here's your mission, and then it's like, why are we doing it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was about
like,
to say,
like,
the
like
shift
doing,
comes when you have the balls to say why.
like
you
when
can
we're
look at it and go,
like when we're doing route clearance.
That's an officer's job, though.
like my,
All right. Like as an enlisted guy, my mission was to make sure my guys were okay.
no,
Exactly.
no.
But
Yes.
when your mindset changes
No.
to making you're always going to make sure your guys are okay. But when you question why,
Oh, I question why all the
Here-
time. That's why I retired
No,
as
no,
a
no.
staff
Here-
sergeant.
here's my example. Here's my why. We were doing route clearance, literally driving roads, getting ID'd to clear the route.
Been there.
But we were literally the only ones in the area to drive the route. If
Dude.
we quit doing route clearance, there would have been 0 IEDs because we were the only ones driving that route.
Yeah.
And so, like, I raised my hand one day. I'm like, hey, question. If we quit doing route clearance, who else drives this route? Nobody. But you still have to clear the route. Then let's call it a movement to contact. No, it's not that. It's a route clearance.
yep.
Then go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
So much
you know,
busy work.
like,
and
yeah.
the other thing is the Marines is a little different because of how small you guys are. Like if you don't know, the number one reason people get out of the Marines is attrition. There's nowhere to put you. They don't have somewhere to put like E4s. Like you hit E4 and they're like,
Well,
there's no slot for you.
It's
So
called, we have boat spaces, and,
And so-
like when you go to re-enlist, if you don't re-enlist, like because you can re-enlist in the October of the fiscal year,
right.
so like if you don't re-enlist early,
You're
you're gonna run out of
fucked.
boat spaces.
And
You're gonna
so-
and they're like you're gonna be a cook, and it's like fuck.
Yep.
It's like-
I love it. And the Army's like, you can re-enlist whenever the fuck
Yeah.
you want.
Dude, no, man, that's-
But in
Dude,
the
you want it
Marine
next
Corps-
Tuesday? We'll do it next Tuesday.
They are
Right.
so small. That pyramid of growth is so tight and so small.
Yeah.
That the number one reason for personnel loss in the Marine Corps is literally attrition. It's literally people that go like, no, motherfucker. Like
That
I'm
Krusty's-
combat arms, and now you're telling me that if I keep going up the ladder, I have to go fucking be admin? Like I don't know. I'm out.
Yeah.
And so they leave. The Army doesn't have that problem.
I have buddies of
Now-
mine that are like E8s and E9s. They get emails from like E7s and shit. They're like, "Hey, retire or die, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to
eating my
stay in,
schlock.
dude.
And but the Army doesn't have that problem. The problem that the things like the Army run into is there are jobs out there that are enlisted heavy, because when they start, they are a tactical application job. But then as you get better at it and you move up and you become more strategic level than tactical, you are making decisions at an officer level,
Right.
but you still fall into this rank structure of, oh, well, this lieutenant said so.
Yeah.
But these NCOs that have been doing this job for 15 years are going,
Why the fuck? are
no,
we doing
this is fucking wrong. And they go like, well, I fucking said so. And it's like, well, with all due respect, sir, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
I've been doing this since you were shitting green, kid.
yeah. And
Fuck outta
so,
here.
and even when you get into like captain and majors and stuff, and it's like, so you've been in 8 years.
Yeah.
But you've got this dude that's been doing this job for 15 years on the enlisted side.
Right.
He is the subject matter expert. He has done courses beyond what your college ever fucking taught you.
Yeah.
And now this guy just needs to listen to you
I taught
because your collar fucking said so. And so you end up with this.
But you've got the shiny.
But there's a flip
You
to
end
those
up
two.
with a serious fucking issue.
And the easiest way, like the Army's way different, right? Because the Army, like, you have a battalion commander, a brigade commander in charge of a unit, right? You might have a couple $100 million worth of equipment that this person's responsible for, 1,000 lives, like, you know, whatever. Their decisions matter, but it kind of is what it is. I'm rewatching SEAL Team. You guys have seen SEAL Team.
I think
Well,
I saw the first season of it.
Yeah, a little bit of it.
So I just watched the part where they were on the nuke sub and one of the guys got stuck in a fucking torpedo tube, right? And they're like, we need to just cut this bitch out. And they're like, no, we're in Chinese water or some shit and we can't do any noise. There's another
That's
sub.
McHale's Navy.
No, but it really
Great
like
movie.
it really set in because the commander of the sub was a commander in charge of $1 billion nuclear sub. Right. And he's like, the SEAL team commander explained it in a way of like the government entrusted this dude with $1 billion piece of machinery and all the souls that are on it. He doesn't give a fuck about that one person.
He has
right
to be
now,
weapon ready.
Yeah.
right? Like this piece of equipment needs to be mission ready for the United States. And that's why there's a chain of command, you know, and it really kind of like made sense.
Well, then the
You
chain
know
of
what I
command is
mean? And it
supposed
was
to
like,
also-
I understand both sides. I understand, like, get that fucking dude out of that tube. But then I see it from the commander's standpoint where he's like, I have to make sure that this nuclear submarine is fucking mission
the
ready.
torpedo's going to fire with you in the tube or not.
But it doesn't matter. I got fucking 7 other tubes,
Yeah.
but I can't fucking jeopardize noise right now.
Yeah.
You know, and if the chain of command was used, there'd be no issue.
Who the
And
fuck
that's
got
why
stuck in a tube?
One of the SEALs. That's how they were getting into the fucking
That
sub.
Oh.
So, but in the chain of command is supposed to act as a filtering system
Mhm.
because that's supposed to be something that problem should be solved at the level in which it can be solved at.
Or
You
that
shouldn't
order
be able to-
comes down,
Yeah.
and that's it.
The problem is they never gave us the big picture.
That's yeah.
So
So
we-
so compartmentalized.
It's need to know.
Well, we sat there and we dwelled on why in the fuck are we doing this? If somebody would have said, "Hey,
You're doing this because of X.
yes, you're doing this because of this," we
I'd be
would
like,
have been like, "Oh,
cool.
okay, that makes sense now." But when it doesn't make sense, then yeah.
Right?
Like when I was a SOTIC instructor, we taught officers we had a sniper employment course, right? Where we would teach officers how to use their snipers. And nobody ever went to it that mattered.
Huh.
And so like I would try to like talk to the captains
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey,
Hey, sir.
I'm not just saying this because I am a sniper. I taught the sniper employment course. Like
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a background here. I can give you a one-on-one 5-minute course real quick."
That's it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a very limited amount of information that makes the big picture change
Yeah.
completely. Yeah. But I think that's. I don't know.
I don't know how we got Veterans Day stuff. That's how we got on the military heavy topic.
Yeah. That's a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a rabbit hole that could be an entire fucking show.
It was.
No, like an entire show just dedicated to that shit. If you want to talk about bureaucracy,
Oh, a whole
and
new.
bullshit.
Like we spent up a whole new podcast
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about just that.
yeah, easily.
It's hard. And when you get to scale, I mean, like what you were talking about with being an instructor and you had officers underneath you. At that point in time, you are the instructor. The student
Yeah.
is the
Well,
student.
yeah, bill
But
it
then you-
outweighs rank every time, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to.
it should.
But the problem is then you have the whole, Okay, now we're off the lane. So now, you
Yeah.
know, Sergeant Jansen,
Now rank matters again.
explain to me why the fuck you spoke to me that way.
Like,
and it's
like,
well,
Sergeant Jansen, explain to me why you can't shoot this padlock for us to enter. Like, well, sir, that's fucking retarded. I don't know how else to say it. But,
yeah, it's tough, and it's one of those. I'll fucking say it. It's not going to be popular, but I'll fucking say it. Rank worked 150 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, Big A Army works more like a corporation than it does with the whole bring guys that are just going to make the fucking decision because we're all standing on the grassy field and somebody's got to make the fucking call. But you have these situations where, due to experience and training and all that kind of stuff, the subject matter expert could be the enlisted guy. And he's the guy that needs to make the fucking call.
And a lot of times it is.
And there's other times where the officer needs to make the call. They're the dudes that are back
there's a lot of times where the officer does listen.
They do. And I'm not saying
those are the good officers.
I'm not saying it's 100% of the time the officers don't listen, but honestly, that whole just rank subservience, it's outdated. It's outmoded. It doesn't fucking work anymore.
One of the best lieutenants I ever had was my platoon commander in Fallujah.
Or we just need to bring back fucking field commissions and just be like,
That would be sweet.
That would be
hey,
fucking
Sergeant
dope.
Jansen,
Right.
I'd like to introduce Captain Jansen. Fucking
Yeah.
step forward and fucking handle this shit. And it's like,
Somebody in our platoon got.
I've seen fucking field promotions.
Yeah, we've had
you can't field commission anymore.
No, you
not
can't
commission.
No.
But we saw somebody go.
Mattis promoted one of my guys to
five just on the spot.
Mattis promoted one of my guys to corporal out in Iraq and IF1.
Well, that's also
Maybe
it's a 4187. Anybody can do that.
Yeah, but I mean, but it was. I remember it was weird because his data rank was like in the middle of the month, and everybody was like, "Why the fuck is your data rank not the first or the second?"
At least in the
And
army.
he was like, and he was like, "I got combat promoted," and they were like, "Oh,
in the
okay.
army, it's a 4187, and I think it only takes an 03 to do it. It's a captain can literally
No.
look at a PFC and just go like, "You're an E4 now," and they can sign
I'm pretty
off on
sure
it.
it's a lieutenant colonel or above.
I got mine from my company commander.
Oh, really?
When I went from E3 to E4 as my company commander.
No.
Oh, I think
Signed the-
yes. but I
What's kind of NCO?
4 to 5, you need
Yeah,
to, look, to skip the board,
yeah.
to not have to board to become an NCO.
Oh yeah, you can meritoriously promote fucking E3s all day, man.
Yeah.
E3 to E4 because I was made a corporal.
We can't.
They turned me into a corporal because they stuck me in an E5 slot, and they were like,
But
welcome
again,
to corporal. And we were non-combat arms. Do you know what corporal means in a non-combat arms unit? Nobody knows what the fuck to do with you. You're just like,
I remember when, we had 2 gun teams in weapon squad, right? And the other gun team, the gun team leader, Romero, got promoted from specialist to corporal.
Corporal Romero. It was
And it was awesome. and
pay more
no,
responsibility.
but I loved it because, like, if I did something fucked up, the squad leader tried to get Romero to do, like, oh, well, you need to go smoke Simons,
oh, that's the other team.
right? And he'd be like, okay, because you can't really be like no.
Yeah.
And so, like, he'd come up to me and he'd be like, I need you to do push-ups. And I'm like, I need you to go fuck yourself. And he's like, no, like, I really need you to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I really need you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not happening, man.
being
I'm sorry.
a corporal was the worst thing that ever happened.
Dude,
to me in the
it's
fucking
horrible.
military.
I had a buddy of mine at 4CB in Baltimore that was like, we were staff sergeants together, and we were both like the salty staff sergeants, like different MOSs. He was a motor T guy, I was a grunt, whatever, but it's like we'd both been fucking staff NCOs for a very long time, and we're not listening to anybody's shit. Well, he got lucky and got promoted to gunny. And I remember like the third day he was a gunny, I see him and I was like, and I was wearing like some fucking, like I was wearing an old fucking recon sleep shirt, and he's like, "Fuck are you wearing?" I was like, "That's sleep shirt." I was like, "Don't you remember these?" I was like, "You're old enough to remember these." And he was like, "Why don't you put your hands behind your back?" And I was like, "You want to go in my office and have this fucking conversation, bud? Because I'll beat the shit out of you there, tiger, hiding behind your stripes." Like, I was like, "Don't fuck with me, bro." Like, Like,
I
that
only
ain't
heard him
happening.
say that line once, and it was to an E4 that he had just gotten promoted.
Like the fucking emu isn't even fucking dry on his.
He had
shit
just
yet.
gotten promoted from E3 to specialist, and he did the whole fucking. Are we just marinating the table today? Is that
I know, right?
I just dripped it a little bit. It's fine.
But
Try to keep it in the glass.
He fucking missed.
but I was
That's
never
good. That's good. That's good, buddy. I got a prize in there.
I was never a specialist.
Yeah, Scott has to drive home. Come on.
But I was never a specialist.
Harder
And
to
so all of a
walk,
sudden I went
John.
from PFC to corporal. Was never a specialist, and this guy got promoted to specialist, and he came up, popped off, and said something, and I was like, "The fuck did you just say?" And he
So-
was like, "You fucking heard." And I was like, "I'll hear whatever the fuck you say once your hands are behind your fucking back."
So I got demoted.
We know this is the
Yeah.
Article 15.
But
of the
when I
Federal
got
Organization.
demoted, I was all about telling those E5s to go fuck themselves.
Oh, there's nothing more salty than a dude who's like better at his job
Yes.
than his peers that gets fucking busted down. I knew a gunny who, when he got busted down to staff sergeant, he did some shit. And he got busted down. They sent him to like the area maintenance thing. And all he did was he took wire cutters and cut the bottom rocker off of his chevrons. Fucking Brian Carmody, man, was one of my fucking heroes. And I was just like, this guy does not give a fuck. Sergeant Major would walk up and be like, hey, there's staff sergeant. Be like, fuck you want, boot. He didn't give a fuck, dude.
Unfortunately, I had to swap out Velcro.
Yeah.
I had a
We don't have that.
I had an E7 that tried to take my corporal stripes from me, making me a specialist because he didn't understand why I was made a corporal. He tried to take them from me.
So you're an E7. It's not your fucking problem, bro.
And
Dude, any corporal in the army, in the infantry, that would have said, you're going to lose your corporal stripes and go to a specialist.
I'd be like, here.
There you go.
There you go,
I
bro.
was an E5
There
billet.
you go.
And when they made me an
Corey hated it, I think.
Yeah.
when they
did.
gave me
He
the
hated
E5
it.
billet, it made me a team leader. And because we're 3-man teams in my job. So it made me a team leader. And I was like, I literally don't have enough time in service to go to the board. Like I didn't have the 2 years. So I was like, I'm doing the job. So he tried to take him from me. And then this is the one time where an officer stood up for me and was like, if you don't like it, you can come talk to me. You ever talk to my fucking team leader again,
Yeah.
we have a fucking issue. And so always had respect for him.
Was this a PSYOP fucking E7?
Yeah.
The E7 was a PSYOP guy?
Well, he was, he had transferred in and he was supposed to be our ops sergeant or whatever, but we didn't have an E8 yet. So they had stuck him in the E8 slot because he was the ranking NCO.
Yeah.
So he was acting as the first sergeant. And this motherfucker told us to call him top. And we were like,
Wrong.
No.
you're missing
Yeah.
some
You're
shit.
missing the top.
There's
You need a little diamond in
there's
there.
supposed to be a diamond in there for me to do that.
Bottom.
So we don't
And,
we don't call first sergeant. We call mass sergeants top.
We're by the way, in the
I would
Army,
have called him
by
bottom.
the way, in the army, it's a nickname. Like
So
it's,
in the
it's not
infantry,
a-
It's the same.
If you call
Oh,
a first sergeant
Jesus.
top in the infantry,
he's gonna smoke your ass.
you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
There
Yep.
is no
Dead.
top.
By the way, I've talked about this fucker
DED
before.
dead.
His name is Sergeant.
The only person that can call a top
Is
is
it-
a sergeant major.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this was
That's-
Sergeant First Class Trujillo. By the way, if you fucking see this, here they are for you, buddy. This is the same dude that when that unit deployed, a guy transferred to that unit. We missed him by 6 weeks. Us serving together, and I met him in my store.
Nice.
Swanson. He fucking transferred in the same unit. I found out they went to the HOA mission and an entire platoon had taken turns going into this guy's bunk and they all shit in every pair of footwear this guy had with him. And I was like, a whole platoon?
That's a lot of
You
shit.
can't get a platoon to do anything coordinated. You guys voluntarily did this.
Oh, you can when they're properly motivated.
Yeah.
And if you properly
Holy
motivated them to
fuck.
being a piece of shit,
Dude, this
I'll
guy
shit in
told me
his
the
shoes.
whole
I
story.
mean, for the right reason, I could
Yeah.
shit on command.
This guy told me the whole story. They had on-site watch.
I make
They
it
had
work.
Overwatch going,
but all
like the
poo-poo
whole
times
9
are
yards to
pee-pee
go in and
times.
fucking.
Sorry about your boot, bro.
I got your boot and your go faster in one shot.
But so like all 3 sets of boots, both pairs of running shoes, like everything. Everybody took a turn and shit in some piece of footwear. And
I think
was
that's
like,
my
God damn.
I think that's my favorite Marine Corps term is go fasters.
But
we had one of the most stellar first sergeants ever. Not at all. We were at a bar for like Thanksgiving, and one of the E6s that we were all schmammered, but one of the E6s pissed on the first sergeant's leg standing at the bar,
Attaboy.
and the first sergeant either acted like it didn't happen because he didn't have the balls to address it, or he was so drunk he didn't realize it was happening. But they're literally standing next to each other, and he whips it out, and we're behind him. We see him pissing on the first sergeant's leg.
What a fucking legend.
Yes.
wow.
So
That
I
officer.
knew a dude who took a fucking first sergeant's old lady to the bathroom with a ball and got a blowjob.
Nice.
And I was like, you're a fucking hero amongst men, my friend.
That officer that stood up for me and kept my stripes on me
Yeah.
about a year ago came walking into my fucking store and
Get
walked
the
up,
fuck
and I
outta
was like,
here.
Nice.
"Holy shit, sir!" And then he was like, "No, it's Andy." And he shook my hand, and I was like, "This is weird as fuck." But then I had to think about it, and I was like, "Oh fuck, it's been fucking 15 years."
Yeah.
He's retired, I'm out.
John had the privilege.
I was just gonna say, that reminds me of a story.
John, we were at SHOT Show.
Yeah, we were.
John had the privilege of meeting the captain who demoted me.
No. I had the privilege of reining Scott in
So
from doing the murder.
this fucking guy was still a captain.
Hey, can we just take like 5 minutes and just like call out every motherfucker by name that we still wouldn't write?
Captain Cowan.
fucking Trujillo, Sergeant First Class Trujillo.
So
And I'm
Staff
pretty sure
Sergeant Rhodes.
I got 15 years worth of a list. I got Staff Sergeant Poole.
Keep going.
Fuck you. I'm glad you got AIDS. I got Max Martinez. I ever see your little fucking ass, and I know you're in Texas, bitch.
Wait, did
It's
he
a
really-
matter of time.
Did he really get AIDS?
So the dude who busted me for having a girl in my room after 2200, the reason I got NJP'd as a
Yeah.
sergeant, who was another sergeant in my platoon. She was my platoon sergeant. Yes, we were fucking, but still. All right. But I went out on the catwalk to smoke a cigarette. And he's like, "Hey, is a girl in your room?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was on OOD. He was on duty. And I was like, "Yeah, she's doing her laundry." She lived off base. I lived in barracks. And I was like, "Yeah, she's doing her laundry or something." And he was like, "Get her the fuck out of here. It's after 2200. I was like, "Okay." So I go in there and I was like, "Hey, Poole's being a dick. You got to leave." She's like, "All right." So she leaves. I go to sleep.
Yeah.
I wake up the next morning, get read my fucking rights
Oh.
because he did another tour around midnight and her fucking laundry wasn't done. So she stayed in the barracks hanging out, like standing.
But she
on the
wasn't in
fucking-
your room.
Wasn't in my room anymore.
I would have fought that.
I fucking tried, but it didn't work because that's the other reason why Max Martinez, the captain who fucking already had my NJP paperwork fucking filled out in his desk drawer, was fucking after I had witnesses and everything.
If you weren't a shitbag, you would have been fine.
Oh yeah, my fucking 4 meritorious promotions. I'm such a shitbag, right? Like I was like, fuck that guy. So, but later
Did you show me your Yale certificate?
But later he got AIDS. He got AIDS.
He really got
He
AIDS.
really got AIDS, and I fucking laughed. And everybody looked at me. They're like, "You're a fucking asshole." I'm like, "Fuck that guy. Karma's a bitch." And I was like, "That motherfucker's got
I
AIDS."
guarantee you,
Fuck you, Poole. I'm glad you have AIDS.
When you're signing your paper, when you were signing your paperwork, I guarantee you were like, I fucking hope this guy gets AIDS.
Dude, probably. Yeah, I hope he gets. I was like, fucking. And then when I found out he had AIDS, I was like, oh, there might be a God. Fucking A, dude. I think I found religion again.
Way to go, Cthulhu.
Fucking
We appreciate you.
Cthulhu definitely hands out AIDS.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. So fuck you, dude. Fucking AIDS patient. I hope he died.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Specialist Richardson.
Oh, to Tao, you're another one, motherfucker.
Specialist Richardson. I don't know what the fuck rank you are now.
We had a fucking Richardson too.
I ever see your ass again.
And of course,
Didn't we?
And of course, Frank, which
If
we
we
all
did,
know
he
about.
was very insignificant to me because
No, it was right before. Oh, you were in Scouts.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was a piece of shit. It might have been the same fucking dude.
Lanky blonde fucker. Oh
No.
this
I
fucker.
had a Richardson. He was cool though. He was a black dude. He was cool as fuck.
No, Specialist Richardson was this lanky blonde fucker, and every time you tell him to do anything, he was like, "Why?" And I was like,
Because I fucking said so.
I was like, tell you what, front leaning rest until I figure it out.
There you go.
How about that?
There you go. Oh God, who else? There's a lot of them out there. I tell you, my mass sergeant from my last unit came to my comedy show. He lives here in San Antonio.
That's what freaked me out about. I keep saying captain. He got out as a fucking colonel.
Yeah.
But Andy walked into my store because he had retired, but they were having one of those cons in my fucking mall. And one of them was from like Halloween 3.
Like,
one of the
did
actresses.
he know it was your store? Or did
Yeah.
you just walk in?
No, he knew because
Oh, okay.
we're fucking social media friends now
Okay,
or whatever.
okay.
And he fucking was there to get he knew the chick that was in Halloween 3 as like one of the chicks that died or something. And she was there signing autographs at this horror convention that they were doing.
Huh.
There was also all the actors from like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Like it was a weird fucking convention.
Glad it was
That's
that
a weird
one instead of
con.
the other one from outer space.
Yeah.
The 1992
Yeah.
sci-fi
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
But and he walked in, and it was the only time since I have gotten out that I reflexively got up from my seat. Like he walked in, and I stood up, and he was like, I was like, "Sir," and he was like, "No, it's Andy." And I was like, and then like my brain kicked in, and was like, "The fuck do you just stand up for?" And I was like,
because tension on deck, motherfucker.
"This is the same officer." So I was.
You know what though? That just speaks volumes of how much you actually respected the guy.
I loved the guy, and
you know what I mean. And it's actually a great thing.
One of my best memories of this motherfucker. And so I was in the last day that BDUs were authorized. So I was in during the time where it was that transition between BDU and ACU. So you had people wearing both uniforms.
Yeah, it's a weird time.
But he was my company commander, and he walked in the last day that you were allowed to wear BDUs, full BDUs. Walked in the back door because he's an officer. And that's what they fucking do. Walked in, stopped at the door, leaned over and set down that fucking pneumatic boot polisher that plugged into the wall with the fucking stepped on one side and stuck his toe underneath that shit and polished the toe out on his leather boot. Switched, did it. He was like, "All right, ready for the fucking day." And just proceeded to walk there. And I was like,
what a G.
Fucking legend.
G, dude.
Such a good guy.
Well, it's like my boy Jeff, man. He was my lieutenant colonel in Baltimore.
My boy Jeff, our lieutenant colonel.
Dude, I'm telling you, I bought his camper off of him. The fucking motorhome that I owned, I bought it off Jeff. Like he was, dude. I fucking love that
It was
guy.
a van with a mattress in the back. Like it wasn't.
Well used.
It was a 32-foot majestic, 4 winds majestic, sir.
It was a big mattress.
Had queen size bed in the back. Thing was amazing. But no, Jeff was. I was upset that my last unit I got to experience the best officer I'd ever worked for, followed directly by one of the absolute fucking worst. And it was just like,
Oh, that's me too, man.
and I was like, holy fuck, I'm glad I'm retired.
I luckily had the opposite experience. I worked through my military career. I worked my way up to very, very good leadership.
That's nice.
And then I got out, and then it all went to shit, and he was still in.
So John got out, which was the best lieutenant colonel we've ever had,
Absolutely.
hands down. And we will have him on the podcast.
Yes.
Eventually. But then when you got out, I thought we had a replacement for him that was a very good lieutenant colonel.
There's no fucking replacement for him.
This guy,
That's how I feel about Jeff.
Yeah.
Guy was the best.
this guy loved me because I was a sniper instructor. He always invited me to like these big things, like the formals he would go to. He invited me as his guest, right? Like I'm like, oh, this is cool, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So we're getting ready to deploy. I got him to approve us to go to a civilian sniper school. Like this guy was hooking me up, right? The first mission we ran, this motherfucker read my guy his rights, read one of my snipers his rights, and started an investigation on. I'm like, sir, we're never pulling the trigger for you again.
Yeah.
Like never.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. And then the day I got out of the Army, our company area and our battalion area had a sidewalk that made like a diamond.
Yeah.
I was going to sign out permanently, sign out. I was walking out of my company area. He was walking out of the battalion area. And I stopped and I waited to see which way he was going. And I went the opposite way. I didn't want to fucking deal with this, right?
Yeah.
And then like we get closer and he's like, Sergeant Jansen, you got a minute? It wasn't Sergeant at the time.
You're like, wrong rank, bro.
Yeah. No, he didn't call me that. But he's like, hey, are you getting ready to sign out? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. He's like, well, can we have a conversation? I'm like, yeah, we'll do this, but as long as I can speak fucking freely. He's like, yeah, I want to hear it, And for an hour and a half, we stood there. An hour and a half, we stood there.
And you just ripped into him?
And I ripped into him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just about how much he's fucked up.
Yeah, like I was just so.
Oh, Frank didn't want the smoke, man.
He was he was the guy who we called in the medevac, and I put my iPro on the fucking patient. He was the guy he showed up and he's like, Sergeant Jansen, where the fuck's your iPro? And I said, he's okay. I think he'll be okay, sir. Like that motherfucker. Like
wow.
I was fucking pissed. Yeah.
Wow.
They're not all bad though.
They're not all bad.
Do you remember that story I told you about that guy I was talking to?
Some of them are.
Moving
I've met your dad, so I mean, some of them are.
You. Here's what I will say about my father. My father was an outstanding soldier. My father, as an officer,
Which is what he was.
but one
whole
thing I will tell. Well, but he was. He what? No, he wasn't. No, he was enlisted first.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was a 11 Charlie when those still existed.
no.
Oh, they're still around.
No, sorry, 11 Mike when they still
They
existed.
still exist.
And so he was original Bradley.
Yeah.
And he was like stationed in Germany and had to do
Really?
the whole like show how the Bradleys can swim, and they had to like drive it across the river and shit. Like,
no thanks.
yeah,
I'm out.
I
You ever seen
know.
that?
I know. Bradley.
Oh, so he was
So-
part of like that movie, The Pentagon Wars.
yeah. So that was his era, and then
The
You ever
new
seen-
Bradleys don't swim.
Have you ever seen that?
Great movie.
and so
Great movie.
Fucking accurate as shit because I worked in fucking project
movie.
management there, and that's accurate as fuck.
but he went green to gold, and then
So what rank was he as enlisted?
he made it to. So you'll never see this because you don't watch the show. But both of his sons outranked him as an enlisted guy.
Fuck yes.
So he made it to E4. He made it to E4.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He was an E4, and he went green to gold, and then became an 11 Alpha. So even when he commissioned, he went right back into the infantry.
Right.
I believe when he went back into the infantry was 3rd ID.
And what year was?
I mean, I respect that.
What year did he?
I respect
So he
that.
graduated.
Imagine being an
Hold on.
E4 grunt and you become an officer in
become a-
something else besides infantry.
Well, and that was the whole.
Well,
so
Look at Jim. Literally, what happened to Jim? Jim was an E4 grunt,
But he went tanker.
and he
went
became a
tanker.
tanker, though.
Yeah,
so no, he went back to the infantry.
he just
and
wanted
this
to play
was-
with bigger guns.
Hold on, I got to do math. So
ballpark it?
84.
no, I was born in '84.
93.
He was
That's
in.
when you were born.
No,
That's
he
when
was in.
commissioned.
No, he commissioned in '89 or '90
Okay.
because he was in. My mom got pregnant. Then we went to Germany.
With that one.
Huh?
With that one.
No, with me.
Oh, you had
We don't have the
moms.
same mothers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's you guys are talking about.
He's only half my fault.
That's true.
Like that's
true.
Yeah. So no, so I was born in '84. He was already in.
Do you have a great memory?
Right.
I don't remember when my mom got pregnant.
He was already in. And then
I don't remember it, but I fucking figured it out.
I think
It's
he
not
was,
okay.
he was either class of '89 or class of '90 from college.
yeah.
But was also so when you do the green to gold, when at the time you got out of the service, but you went into the reserve,
Right.
and then you were a cadet while you were in the reserve
yeah.
yeah,
and
yeah,
got your
yeah.
commission, so that your time in service didn't break.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Which
he
is nice
commissioned
because you
and
keep
went
getting a paycheck.
11 Alpha, and I think he was 3rd ID. I think I'd have to check. We could call him, but if we call him, we'll be on the phone for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So
This is already a long podcast.
yeah. So did that, and then, but he went on like the Kosovo mission and the Haiti mission and like all that shit.
Ah,
So this was pre-PSYOP.
right.
So he was functional area because PSYOP didn't branch till 97, and then he went 37 Alpha. So he was 11 Alpha, 37 Alpha, but then stayed 11 Alpha.
What's 37?
That's a psychological operations officer.
Oh, okay.
There's like 7 of them. Like they don't because all of PSYOP is enlisted corps.
They get,
Like
they get paid 3 raspberries.
it's yeah, where we got 2 raspberries, they get 3 raspberries. But they're non-tactical. They
Fuck,
they,
I could have done payroll for a year.
Yeah.
Right, fair.
You had raspberry wine in your pocket. When
But
you're
after-
No,
done.
I bought 2 flats of
and did the
raspberries
whole
to
nine
pay
yards.
people.
But what I will say is, he was an outstanding soldier. He was a shit officer, and the reason
Yeah.
being is that
Because he
people-
was a good soldier.
because he was a good soldier. And so the number of stories and stuff that I have that I've listened to him tell, because it was he went into that decision with a soldier mindset instead of an officer mindset,
Yeah.
and it fucked him. Career wise, it absolutely fucked him because he did not behave as an officer.
That's why he retired as a light colonel.
That's why he retired as a lieutenant colonel.
You know what? That's
30 years and was a lieutenant colonel. And
I
it's because he
appreciate
was a
it. When you-
damn good
hey,
soldier and a shit officer.
anybody who enlists and retires as a light colonel,
I appreciate
Fucking solid, man.
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yep,
fucking
that's
solid.
pretty
Now look,
solid,
I am
dude.
saying that. I am saying that now as a 40-year-old that can look back and go,
Right.
you know, what the fuck? And it comes from You have to get older.
How was he as a dad?
Awful. No, I'm dead serious. It was terrible.
Justin, microcosm.
I knew the
No, no,
answer
no.
to that one before it started.
If you terrible. But I was the first. And he was way too fucking young.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. He had shit he wanted to do, and
Dude, okay.
and I'm not gonna lie, it's not his fault. It's not.
Because he's still not that old. How old is your dad?
He's exactly to the day 23 years older than me.
You guys have
Oh,
the
you
same
guys have the
birthday?
same
We have the same birthday.
Wow.
No, son
shit.
of a bitch. I
He
didn't
is
know
to
that.
the day 23 years
I
older.
feel like a dickhead every year. I wish you a happy birthday. I don't say shit to your dad.
Right.
In all fairness, my birthday rolls around and we don't say shit to each other either. So it's
He just said he wasn't a great dad, man.
His dad can't remember.
you know what? You're probably not that off.
He's like, it's my birthday.
Justin
I'm
will
sitting-
And this fucking
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here like fucking Harry Potter with no parents, though. So fucking
Yeah.
A, man.
seriously, my dad and I didn't have a relationship that was worth a fuck until probably about 5 years ago.
Well, that's
Well,
that's-
I knew that.
fine.
I knew that before I met your dad because you were telling me one time, and you and Justin were talking, and you referred to him as his first name, and I was like,
Oh, who's that?
I was like, okay, all right, that must be how this roll. Okay, I dig it.
Look, what it was
I
is
see some childhood trauma there, and I recognize it because real recognizes real.
real. Yeah. So no, what it was is I had to get older and he had to mellow out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the lessons of those two
you guys are good now.
were great now.
But
And-
you know
and-
why? Because we've all talked to your father, and you were the same fucking person.
Yeah. 100%.
You guys are
it's not-
so fucking similar, man. Like,
He's incredibly intelligent.
he is
Um,
smart guy.
and the-
Stop complimenting yourself. It's weird.
You egotistical fuck.
Hey, we've covered this many times that Jazz is a known and admitted narcissist. All right, he's fine.
That's why I masturbate 3 times a day. Nobody fucks me like I fuck me, okay?
But imagine if you
It's just
didn't.
because you love yourself.
Imagine if you didn't.
Like the term, I love me some me. Like Jazz will be the last dude to 22 himself because he's like, too good.
Yep.
I'll do somebody else.
Yeah.
You up? Like I'll shoot you if
Yeah.
you need it, but I can't do myself.
I got put in counseling one time in my high school years. I got put in counseling, and the counselor, they classified me as a sociopath.
Same.
No.
Same.
Say it ain't so.
So, as a sociopath, due to my overwhelming level of self-esteem,
Mine was due to a lack of empathy.
This podcast is all
Same.
coming together right now.
not due to a lack of empathy,
Yeah.
an overwhelming level of self-esteem.
I still stand by my statement that empathy doesn't exist.
I
Not
don't
in
know
this
why.
guy's world.
I don't know why I need to feel bad for somebody else because they feel bad.
I can sympathize, but I can't fucking empathize because I can't be in your situation. I can sympathize all day.
But 90%
No,
of your
it's not
situation is
true.
caused by
That's
your own
not true.
decisions.
Okay, did you and I help them move that fucking mountain of boxes
Yeah,
into the postal truck today?
we did.
Yeah.
Were you very happy that you saw your friends have such a successful Black Friday weekend?
I don't think Mikey gave a fuck.
No, I don't
He was like,
shit.
get these things out of the
me
way so we can
personally,
read.
when I walked in and saw that mountain,
I mean, good.
and
I am happy for you guys. Good for you. Yeah.
that's empathy.
No.
Yes,
No.
yes, it is.
That's not empathy.
Yes, it is.
No, I don't. I I'm not seeing a dime of that fucking profit, and I don't know what it feels
But
like.
you were happy for us.
What's
I'm happy for you. Yeah.
See?
That's empathy.
That's not empathy.
What's the, Justin's looking up the definition of empathy right now.
Yeah, and it ain't that.
No, it's just that the thing is that when we talk about any sort of social disorder,
The
the
ability,
ability to understand and share the feelings of another,
Yeah.
that
I
can
don't,
be positive.
I don't know how they fucking feel about it.
I love it. The quote is he has total lack of empathy for anybody.
Attacked. I feel attacked.
Your picture should be up there.
Fucking A. I just don't believe in it, man. Like, and don't get me wrong. Like, see, and like, similar affinity with, rapport with, sympathy with, understanding of. I understand that I'm happy for these guys. I understand that they are being
You can
sad.
be-
You have empathy.
But if you are sharing somebody's success, you are happy to see a friend succeed.
Oh, you paying my mortgage this month?
You are just not.
So I'm not sharing your success.
Motherfucker, you just paid to travel to Tennessee to go to somebody else's wedding. You
Yes.
just went to my wedding.
I did.
Went and had a good time.
Had a great time.
That's empathetic.
You are not.
You went and shared in the joy of the moment. You
Mikey,
shared that
I think
emotional response.
Mikey
That's
gets empathy and
Mikey.
greed.
It doesn't have to be sad.
Mikey, you
Well,
are
I
you
agree
are
with
not an openly empathetic person. Meaning you don't.
What?
No. I'm not saying it as no. I'm not saying it as a.
This bombshell.
I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm saying it as you're not the type of person that's going to walk up and be like, bro, I'm so happy for you because of X, Y, and Z.
Scott,
Right?
I am so fucking happy for you right now.
But you do show empathy in a sense of
Where?
you appreciate when somebody else has something going good for them.
I appreciate.
That is showing empathy.
That's I don't.
It fucking is.
I disagree. I disagree.
Christ.
Literally the definition of it.
It's clearly not. I just read the definition and that's not it.
Justin, what's the definition of appreciation?
If there's empathy, I'm gonna fucking fight somebody.
Being empathetic towards somebody.
Being empathetic for their positive situation. He's even like, oh, God damn it.
It's not that.
I fucking hope it is.
Recognition of enjoyment
Enjoyment of the good quality of someone or something. So you are enjoying their success.
I enjoy their success.
Which
That
means
is
that you
not
are sharing in
full
that positive
understanding
emotion.
of a situation.
Yep.
Which a full
I
understanding.
don't know. I'm more of a number one on that one.
Hey, we're like two.
We're like 2.5 hours in.
See,
Yeah.
being sympathetic is you feel bad for somebody.
No, it's not.
Feelings of pity or sorrow for somebody else's misfortunes.
Yeah. I can
Oh,
sympathize
wow,
with someone.
okay, so I've always known it as number 2. Understanding between people a common feeling.
Okay.
I've always known it. Sympathetic is
Yeah.
you are
I
sad
get
and I
that
am
too.
sad
Yep.
with you. Empathy is the idea
Yeah,
of
but-
you are sad and I understand that you are sad
But
and I
okay.
will help you get through
Okay,
it.
but
So if you are excited
Yeah.
and you are having a great time and I am excited that you are having a great time,
he's also
being
sympathetic.
then I'm empathetic to the
Empathetic.
situation.
So-
Correct.
Sympathetic.
You were having a great time at your wedding. I was also having a great time at your wedding.
You were.
You were being an empathetic bitch.
No, I was a sympathetic player in this.
No,
I
you
was
weren't
like-
feeling sorrow or pity for him.
No, not at all.
But it was an understanding
But
of
I was
how I'm
understanding. I was sympathetic, not empathetic. I understand that you had a great weekend, and I'm happy that you had a great weekend, and I understand that you had a great weekend.
Right there,
It's
it
sympathy.
says similar, right? And you go the fourth over, it says empathy.
Yeah, it's similar.
It's similar, but it's not the same.
but it doesn't
it's
exist.
not. Motherfucker.
Anyways,
All right, you know what? This has gone on too long.
Yes.
I'm going to raise my glass.
The
I'm going to
moral
say
of
thank
the
you for being
story
my
is-
freedom friends.
John and Mikey are both pieces of shit.
Well, probably. That's probably not that far off. That's why we dress the same all the fucking time.
And Mikey's an empathetic bitch.
I'm a sympathetic bitch. It's not the same.
I appreciate that everybody at the table has copied my style. This is fucking makes me happy. So you're sympathetic.
You can't be the first dude that wears a flannel with a beard and a hat, bro.
Yeah, dude. Pretty sure I saw that in the 80s, my man.
I've had flannels
I'm-
for years.
I am claiming the Dixon territory on this show.
No, this is
Bullshit.
no, we just found quality.
Before
It's quality. These are
before
quality
you ever
shit.
wore a Dixon, I had conversations in person with them about doing Warfighter Dixons.
Yeah.
And now
We'll go back and find the recordings. I guarantee you I'm the first Dixon on this show.
Oh,
You might be
you might be
on the
first one
show.
wearing the show.
I said,
It's hot in Texas, bro.
I said
I've had
on
Dixon
this
forever. It's
show
never
I'm
warm.
claiming the territory.
I don't know. I'm a fan of this. I wore that one yesterday.
They're good.
Nobody has this one.
No, I don't have that one.
I don't
like
have that
that one.
I have a new one coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have the Jingle Bells one coming.
I have enough because
I-
I live in Texas.
I remember I had that
I'm also
one, the
poor
Ready
as
Gunner
shit.
one, and I walked into a bar, and I wasn't here. I don't know where the fuck I was, but this dude came up to me and was like, "Bro, what Dixon is that?" And I'm like, What?
One that I'm never gonna wear.
No, literally,
again.
I was like,
weirdo.
I was like, what? And he's like, I've never seen that before. What Dixon is that? And I'm like, it's the Ready Gunner. Like they sold out in a matter of hours, and it was for a buddy of ours, and he passed away. You know, everything. And he's like, I have 57 Dixons. I don't have that one. I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, bro, but this one's not coming off my back. Like,
I had a guy in the Memphis airport offered to buy. I had the Dixon Outlaw, which is the full blackout one.
yeah,
yeah.
And tried to
I like
buy
that
it.
one.
Tried to buy it off me in the airport, and I was
It's
like,
crazy.
no.
So I literally bought my last couple Dixons, and then a day later, Black Rifle released their Dixon. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I bought that one too.
I don't think I have any of them.
This is the Black Rifle Dixon.
I don't think.
Is it really?
Yeah. No, I reckon
That's why I bought it.
patterns.
Yeah, I don't have any of the black.
I don't think I have any of the black.
They
Rifle
just
ones.
released ones. They released two, actually.
They released two. One is awesome, and one is
Is
made me throw up in my mouth.
one of them's fucking gross.
You know what? I'll go
looking.
ahead and fucking say it. Here's to you, Black Rifle and Dixon. That fucking chocolate chip shirt that you made
Yeah, that's gross.
is
man.
fucking awful.
That's terrible. Like, what the fuck, boys? Like,
But your other one,
I really like
you
your product.
stole
other
what
one
I
looks
was going to
great.
do with Warfighter Dixon. So
The other
fuck
one's
you.
great. I don't have any of the other Black Rifle ones, but
What if they were
They
like,
look
we
great.
want to make a Warfighter Dixon? It's going to be chocolate chip.
they can. You got to order 1,000 units. You got to order 1,000 units, and you can make whatever fucking Dixon you want. It's like an 18-month waiting.
I
List to
don't
get on the
agree
market
with you
forever.
because I've sent several emails with no response back.
I even had an in-person conversation with him.
I've talked to him before.
No, like I walked into their store and I'm like, hey, who the fuck do I need to
Yeah,
talk
no,
to?
I had a
Sure.
I had a sit down conversation for a brand I was working with, and we
Yeah.
were going to do a collab.
Yeah.
And they were like, we can do it. It's going to take 14 months before it'll come to market. We won't do any of the advertising. You are on your own to sell every year.
100%.
I was
would-
like, done. And they were like,
At the time, because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
At the time, that wouldn't have been a problem.
and we had it all lined up, and then
Yeah.
that all fell.
I'm really glad it did.
Man, me too. It worked out for
Because
me.
I would like to still wear these.
I am getting dangerously close to the collector level because I think in Dixon shirts, I think there's 26 in my closet right now.
What's the collection level?
I got like,
There's a level?
I have 7.
Well, you have the people
7
like, I have
Dixons.
57 Dixons and I don't have that one.
Yeah, and I thought that dude was
I'm
weird
not
as
that.
fuck.
I'm not that person. Like I won't try to.
Because it's weird as fuck. to
I
say
don't
that.
know. I probably
whole-
have like 4 or 5.
There's
like,
whole
but I
face-
don't know how many.
There's whole Facebook pages.
Like, you know the best
are
part about
dedicated to
Dixon,
trading.
though.
They're not all like that. Though.
That's the best. No, they're not all, but
This one is.
the ones that are.
That one is not.
They're
Oh,
yeah!
Hey!
Yes! Fucking 6 to midnight right now.
What the fuck just happened?
On that fucking note,
I just came
Tell
out
your
my
mom,
thumb.
tell
Goddamn.
your friends. Tell your fucking mom's friends.
There's 3 simple things you can fucking do.
That's it.
Johnny, hit him with the first one.
Smoke on.
John,
Drink on.
Hey, God damn it, boys.
Freedom
the
to
fuck
fuck
on. We're the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ.